another blunt, man. This is good times. You full of shit, full of shit, full of shit, and you need to quit. Hey,
Well, good evening. How's it going? Let's check out what this guy's saying today.
Advice, not legal advice for entertainment, educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. That being said, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that YouTube algorithm stuff, so you get the videos I put them out. See what I'm thinking, see me analyzing that data. But like I tell you every day, the data they release us is false. It's been to give some false narrative to the market, so we can make bad trading decisions. Listen, by now, everybody knows that AMC is breaking records. I mean, they're breaking records in box office sales. They're breaking records in concession sales. I mean, they're making money hand over fist. Yet, the hedgies, the bad actors, the co-conspirators are still pushing this bankruptcy narrative. Now, in my opinion, I'm not trying to buy, hold, or sell AMC. AMC is not going bankrupt. Unless, like I told you in the previous video, they do it on purpose. Unless they mismanage the money. And if they do, they will be...
Do it on purpose. Do it on purpose. Okay. What do we got here? Let's see. Let's just see here. Let's look at this other window. AMC bankruptcy. News sorted by date. That's not talking about it. 2 weeks ago, how much runway does AMC have from here? Cineworld bankruptcy. Film exhibitors are healing, but AMC Theaters has a longer path to recovery. 3 weeks ago. Robinhood glitch showed customers' balance plunged to 0 or less. Love that. Hello, friends. Yes, hello, Ron. Friend. Overall, a great Q1 earnings report. Where is this bankruptcy narrative that their Apple Valley's AMC Classic movie theater permanently closed? Oh dear. So what I should have used as a thumbnail image on this stream. I don't. What do you think? Anyway, it's an underperformer, huh? End of the line, dude. So I'm not seeing the AMC bankruptcy narrative. False bankruptcy news? Okay. 1 month ago. I didn't hear about that.
To you that, but that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
They're not talking about the records that AMC is breaking that the hedgies and the bad actors don't want anybody to know. Based on everything I've seen, everything I've read, AMC has broken records as 100% utilization. With about 6 months.
What is utilization exactly anyway?
That I have found in my DD, well, you know, they say we don't do DD anyway, but no other company has been at 100% utilization as long as AMC. That's another record we've broken. And you know what other record we've broken?
Did you call Guinness? Let's see. What does Ortex say about utilization? I mean, it's wait. Okay, this is from last year. Put up here. This is a tweet from last year from Ortex. And it says, we have received questions about the utilization rate of many stocks, including AMC, GME, blah, blah, blah. Shit, stock after shit. And more, remaining at 100%. Here are a few considerations to think about. Short selling. Utilization is the percent of shares available at lending programs in the wholesale market that are currently outstanding on loan. The overall supply of shares available is constantly fluctuating, and utilization essentially represents the demand for those available shares. A sustained utilization rate of 100% simply means that there is strong demand for borrowing stock for all of these borrowing reasons combined. It does not mean that the supply of shares available to borrow is exhausted or cannot increase. Also, our data covers 85% of lenders, so there's still 15% of the lending market that we don't cover. This is a very large sample of the overall market, the largest available to retail investors that we know of, but it is not 100%. Short selling is the most prominent reason to borrow stock, but not the only one. Other reasons include settling delivery of a separate trade, dividend arbitrage, or posting as collateral for another trade or derivatives transaction, among others. These other borrowing reasons are why on loan should only be considered a proxy for short selling instead of a direct representation. Okay, I mean, that makes sense. So they're showing the correlation between on loan and short interest as it's reported. But that's not really relevant to this. Utilization is percentage of shares at lending programs in the wholesale market that are currently outstanding on loan. The overall supply of shares available is constantly fluctuating, and utilization essentially represents the demand for those available shares. A sustained rate of utilization rate of 100% simply means there's strong demand for borrowing stock for all of these reasons combined. I'm guessing that this is where they say the reasons in here somewhere. I guess, I don't know. Anyway, all those reasons. But it does not mean that the supply of shares available to borrow is exhausted, nor does it mean that that supply cannot increase. But it does mean that all of the shares available at lending programs in the wholesale market that are currently, the percent that are in the market that are currently outstanding on loan. But it does not mean that the supply is exhausted. Okay, just clarifying that. But it's 85. It's also it's 85%. So 85% of the lending market. But it's it broke the record.
100% utilization as long as AMC. That's another record we've broken.
And if you think about this logically, like normally, not like backwards, upside down 2021, but in reality, if there's that much demand to sell stock of a company short, is it really that great of a thing? Is it really a record that you want to be breaking? Is it really commendable that the company has tremendous demand for short sellers? I would argue probably not. I mean, but the argument is just so confused here. They want more shorts, but they don't want more shorts. It just doesn't. It's so all over the place.
You know what other record we've broken? AMC has broken the record. Broken the record.
Oh, this is going to be good because he laughed there.
For failures to deliver. No other stock in the history of the stock market has had the amount of failure to deliver as AMC. Now, I want y'all to think about this for a second. Breaking the record for 100% utilization, breaking the record for failure to deliver, yet the SEC, the DTCC, FINRA, CFTC don't see any problems with what's going on with AMC. Can you please explain that to me? Where a company is not even a big company, a small, tiny movie theater company is breaking records, being 100% utilization, breaking records on franchise delivers, and the SEC doesn't think that warrants an investigation. Nothing tells the SEC that maybe there is something going on here. They know the criminality. They know the fraud. They just
the malfeasance.
Or they are in cahoots with the bad actors. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you?
Well, that's not a logical conclusion. Doesn't even make sense.
Small movie theater company break records and franchise delivers, break records being at 100% utilization. Do you think that should work?
I question whether that's even true.
You have a great day. God bless.
I don't know that that's true. He doesn't have any evidence here to show that. Just based on his DD that we don't say he does. Yeah, you don't do your DD. So what reason do I have? I'm not gonna go look it up. That would be the first time that either of us looked it up, which means you didn't look it up. I did look it up. I couldn't find it. So I don't know. I don't know. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Yeah. I don't
Check it.
I guess I have to.
Check it. With goes long-term tech. In this video, we're looking at AMC and GME stock. We're going to look at indicators and
look at that shirt. Cool.
Long-term technicals, letting us know that
diamond hands
are on the right track, that we are on the right track, and letting us know our conviction is justified. We're going to be looking at price volume trend, PVT, or otherwise known as VPT. They're both the same exact things. We're also looking at a few other indicators that you guys might have not seen before. So in this video, we're going to be looking at short-term technicals and indicators showing that volatility is coming for these stocks. It's going to be to the upside. Price is not real, and that we should be holding, and our conviction should be strong.
Wow.
We're going to use indicators.
Price is not real.
Facts to back
price is
up. So without wasting any more time,
what?
Let's go ahead and hop in the charts, the facts, the data.
We've already wasted too much time. Let's switch to the shitty mic.
What we have going on. All right, y'all, what is up? You're back for another video with Data Zero.
Now we're back on the
AMC and GME are two
conference call.
Stocks. This video will be a little bit different. We're going to be looking at short-term technicals and price indicators showing us that price is going to return to all-time highs and much higher valuations. Also,
what?
Volatility is coming for the stock.
All-time high. God. I'm Jesus Christ. Give me a fucking break. All-time highs. Is that, are you, like, after counting the reverse split, it just has to go over what, $44? So if it does the 10x thing, it'd be right now it would be. Is that what he means? Is that what you're is that
what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying what are you saying? Huh?
And it's going to be insane. We're going to see short-term price action to the upside. We're going to look at indicators and technical analysis showing us that. And I do appreciate each and every one of you that wish me to get well.
Well, all I know, when we talk about volatility, we never know if it's to the upside or the downside. So I don't know what he's talking about. Indicator that indicates upside volatility. I'm not aware of that one.
I do think it helped make a speedy recovery. I am feeling much better today, but my nose is still a little congested. So I do apologize if
too much drugs
in this video. Let's go ahead and hop in the charts and see what we
too much partying
on. So the first thing I want to show you guys is short-term technicals for AMC and G
on all that grifting money.
We're going to be looking at this cup and handle formation that is currently forming right now.
Oh, cup and handle.
As you guys can see, you have this cup right
no.
Right here at about $4.80, $4.80 forming the cup. Right here is the handle.
Nope.
Back up to that 480 breakout target.
No, sir. Not a cup and handle. Try again.
Go to that 520, 550 region. So that's what I'm looking at on the short-term technicals based off of this. I did a video earlier this week. Go ahead and check it out. I dropped it yesterday about my predictions for what's going on in the week and more in depth on technicals. So make sure you check that out as well. But on the short term, we are looking at this cup and handle telling us that we're going to about that 525.50 region. If you go ahead and look
okay.
well, GME has this buy signal on the 1 hour time frame. AMC buy signal on the 1 hour time frame.
What happens after that?
We also have this
You tell me.
for GME, which is bullish, and we have GME holding this overall macro uptrend. Higher low, higher low, higher low. What comes next? Higher high, higher high, higher high. Both AMC and GME looking to make price movements to the upside based off the technicals here in the short terms. We also have bullish fractals for AMC.
Bunch of opinionated predictions so far.
You can see that the same thing if you zoom out. Falling wedge marked in yellow, ascending triangle marked in white. Again,
yeah, the same ass wedge they've been talking about for 2 years.
AMC's price will return to all-time highs and higher. Now, I do not think that all-time highs is going to be the squeeze. I did a video on how high I think AMC can go and why and GME, so go ahead and check those videos out. When I say these price targets, that is not the max price.
No thanks.
It is going to go to. Let's go ahead and check out some other.
No thanks.
Price volatility is coming to the upside. So again, you can see that the bars pattern here in the short term is telling us that we're going to go to that 550.
Oh Jesus.
525, 550 region as the bars pattern.
Bars pattern.
Once you look at the bars pattern on the biggest time frame. Now, as you guys can see, the bars pattern is saying that we're going to make this huge cup and or double bottom type structure.
I mean, that's the first thing. That is the first thing that new investors, I thought, learned. And it's at the bottom of every page on your broker's website. What am I talking about? Past performance does not predict future returns. We can't do this. This violating one of the most fundamental principles about stocks, about finance. And it might look similar. It might rhyme, so to speak, but it's not going to repeat. It's certainly not like this. So, I mean, this is so egregious. It's this is total shit, essentially. This is total shit. Total fucking shit. Sorry, but it is. I mean, I can't wait until this shit gets flushed out. I'm not talking about AMC. I'm talking about these brain dead fucking idiots who are putting this shit out here. No, it's not tracking perfectly. No, it's not repeating. No, it's not going to do that. And besides, if it does, it's going to do exactly what it did every other fucking time, which is the next part after the pump. Fucking ridiculous.
To this price point of $16. So I want you guys to keep that price point of $16
after the split.
As we go ahead and look
reverse split.
Cost distribution, price cost distribution. What this basically means is how many of the positions are in the green. Now I'm going to give you guys a little bit of context before we move on so you guys can understand what is going on. So I want you guys to notice here on the side, every time we reach a peak of this bar, either 65 to 75% of it, at least that is going to be covered in green. So that means that at least 65 to 75% of the positions are in the green. Now, I know what you're saying. People do not sell. Apes don't sell. They're holding. Look, people sell. People take profits. Some apes sell at certain times. People do sell. Stocks reach a top. Now, as you guys can see, as we reach the top, over 75, 85, 65, at least of these percentage of these positions are in the green as we reach the top. As you guys can see.
Well, yeah, because it kept going up. It was going up.
Peak on the stock, we see a lot of positions start to go in the money every time we reach a peak with the stock. Now, I want you to notice something about
okay.
Region. That is the last time we had a lot of positions in the money.
Yeah, 5 to 17. That's
cost distribution. As you guys can see, that $16 levels when we had a lot of price positions in the position. We reached the top because of that. A lot of people were in the money. They started taking profits. But look what happens when we start moving back to the downside. That means a lot of people are still in the red. So that means price is naturally going to start going back up to that $16 level, looking for liquidity, trying to shake people out of those positions and trying to make.
Oh, that's what it means? I wasn't aware of that. That's what that means. I mean, I think more or so what it means is that all of the supposed float owners, the retail apes, are just their accounts are being drained more closely down to zero, and it's all becoming worthless. So I think that's more of what it means. But I mean, I guess it means, according to him, it means that the price is going to go back up. So I guess that's cool. That's cool.
Make people sell. Now, there is one thing saying about that $16 level, because there is going to be a ton of resistance at that level. So I do want to keep people in mind that there's going to be a ton of resistance at that $16 level, because a lot of people are becoming
16
in the money at that level that have not been in the money for quite some time. And
so overhead supply.
Going to return.
What he's talking about is overhead supply. Yes, we've my overhead supply box. There it is. I mean, I guess we have to move it down. I guess we're getting to the point in this where this needs to actually be moved down to 15, 16. I can take magnet off. $15 or so. I guess it probably should be a dynamic overhead supply zone. I'll just put it there, whatever. I guess it's, yeah, I mean, honestly. Yep, exactly. That's funny. Yeah, it's overhead supply.
To those levels. So based off price cost distribution, you guys can see that we're going to see movement to the upside to about that $16 level, and then get major resistance at that $16 level for AMC. As you guys can see, I think we're going to start running up to that $16 level where the bars pattern is saying we're going to go to as well. Meet a little bit of resistance.
I mean, when was the last time you copy pasted this in, and did it do that? I don't see anything looks like that.
Probably make a little bit of a cup and handle formation, come back down, and then start ripping back to the upside. So again, there's going to be,
yes, of course, yeah, that's
level.
Totally it.
Above the golden zone, so
totally it. You nailed it.
Support again, moving to the upside, making a cup and handle type formation.
So all you have to do to do what he does is just say it's going to rip to the upside. That's all you have to say. That is all you have to say. Yeah, it's all looking great. It's all going to rip to the upside. You know, we might have a cup and handle, but then it's going to turn around and rip right up to the upside. I'm zero data. I have zero data. I'm just saying what I hope will happen, or what I think that my audience wants to happen, because I am a grifter.
And then start ripping to the upside.
That's all you have to do.
That's what I'm looking at for AMC on the short-term technicals based off of these indicators and technicals. So as you guys can see, we are going to go to that $16 level without a doubt. And again,
without a doubt. So I mean, I wish that these clowns actually were not NPCs and actually would engage and respond instead of just blocking my comments. Like a statement right there. Let's hear that again.
Based off of the upside, that is what I'm looking at for AMC on the short-term technicals based off of these indicators and technicals. So as you guys can see, we are
I missed it.
Zone of support again, moving to the upside, making a cup and handle type formation, and then ripping to the upside. That is what I'm looking at for AMC on the short-term technicals based off of these indicators and technicals. So as you guys,
he said it's going to 16 without a doubt. A statement like that. Can we hold you to that? Like, if you're wrong about that, will you shut up? Like, how many times do you have to be wrong before you hang up the fucking thing that you're trying to do here? I am. Where is the market? And by this, I just mean the market of YouTube viewers. Where is the supply and demand at on this, that these videos are still in demand enough for this clown to actually make them? That's what I want to know. How is this being supported? It seems like this shit should be, we should not have this shit anymore. Apparently people watch it, I guess. I mean, whatever.
You guys can see, we are going to go to that $16 level without
there it is.
doubt. And
there it is. Can we hold you to that? Go into it $16 level without a doubt. Okay. So that means that you are certain of that. He's certain. What if you're wrong? Oh, nothing. I'll just make another prediction. I'll just make another prediction and just, you know, never talk about this previous one ever again. You know, like some video game character. Because that's what they are. They're NPCs. These guys are just they're drones. They are drones. Brain dead drones. Dumb terminals.
I'm going to show you guys some
Like a computer terminal in the library in the late 70s, early 80s.
indicators showing
It's
that we're
exactly
going
what
to
these clowns
all-time
are.
highs without a doubt. Let's go ahead and look at on balance volume. So you guys can go ahead and pause this if you want and read exactly what on balance volume is, how it was made and all of that. But I'm going to go ahead and just do the key takeaways for on balance volume.
Oh, on what?
Now, I want you
How did
guys
we
to take
move into
note
this already?
on balance volume, when price goes down, on OBV goes down. So when price goes down, OBV goes down. When price goes up, OBV goes up. And then I
Sure.
want you guys to look at AMC's OBV. Now, the key takeaways on balance volume is on balance volume, OBV, is a technical indicator of momentum using volume to make price predictions. Again, this is very, very important. Using volume to make price predictions. OBV shows crowd sentiment that can predict a bullish or bearish outcome. Again, very, very important, can predict a bullish or bearish outcome. Now, comparing relative actions between price bars and OBV generates more actionable signals, so it means it generates more reliable signals than the green or red volume histograms.
Actionable does not mean reliable, but whatever.
At the bottom
Okay.
of most screens. So as you guys can see, this is the histograms, the MACD. You can use OBV in conjunction with MACD to make a better indicator. As you guys can see, MACD for AMC on the weekly time frame is in the green, and for GME is in the green. Now we're going to go ahead and look at on balance volume. AMC and GME.
Wait a minute.
C on the weekly time frame is in the green, and for GME is in the
No, both of them are not in the fucking green. Both of them are below zero. What are you talking about? Both of these fucking MACDs are below the zero line. That says negative 0.16. That's AMC. And on GameStop, it says negative 1.01. So no, they're not both fucking positive. What an idiot.
green. Now we're going to go ahead and
Jesus.
look at on balance volume for AMC and GME. OBV is down here at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to go ahead and make it bigger so you guys can see, and we can really take a look at on balance volume and see what we are looking at. So I want you guys to take note that first thing about OBV, again, when price goes down, OBV goes down. What is AMC's OBV doing? It
went down.
A uptrend. That means price is going to return to all-time high.
Oh my God.
People have been buying and holding this stock. That means that crowd sentiment for this stock is at around all-time highs. You can see that the high peak for AMC was at about 5 billion, 5.4 billion, around that range on the OBV meter. You can see that we're currently sitting at about 4.8 billion, near or around all-time highs.
Oh my God. You just violated the number one thing about OBV.
Holding more than ever. Let's go ahead and look at GME's OBV, and you guys can see that GME's OBV is actually at all-time highs. So that is the crazy thing about GME. GME's OBV.
That's not what. No, that's not. How is it possible for people to be this? Whatever. What the fuck? Let's take a look here. I think it was on Trade and View. Oh, maybe not. There's no. Oh. Nice. Nice. Ah, here we go. Here we go. Right, of course. If the price went up, then that day's volume is added to the total. If the price went down, then the day's volume is subtracted from the total. Used primarily to confirm or identify price trends or to anticipate price movements after divergences. Joe Granville. We know all about Joe Granville. If it's obvious, it's obviously wrong. That guy from the 1963 book, New Key to Stock Market Profits. Let's see. How do you calculate it? When OBV is up, buying pressure is up. When OBV is down, selling pressure is up. Basic premise is that volume precedes price. So it says that, and we've been over all these things before. Divergences. So what they're showing here is the price went down from this point to this point. The price is down, but the OBV is up. So they say that's a bullish divergence. Price declines, but OBV advances. Price is down, but volume has picked up, essentially. Bearish is the opposite. So price is going up, OBV is going down. So that's a bearish divergence. Price is going up, but volume is going down. Price is going up on low volume. It's another way of saying that. What does it actually look like? I mean, most of the time, we see it pretty much mirror the price action. But and it moves in parallel with it. Okay, here's a divergence here. So there's a divergence. Price is down, volume is up. So they would say that that's a bullish divergence. But of course, you know, we're looking at this months later. Well, by George, here's one. Yeah. But I mean, it's a little bit, honestly, this is actually a little bit misleading here now that I look at the actual volume, because look at the volume back here. It was massive. And so it rose from there to there. And you had some other big moves that moved it around. But all the volume out here is just like the highest is like what, 30 million or something? 35 million, 50 million. So yet, according to the OBV, like the cumulative OBV, it's actually higher. So not really the most relevant indicator a lot of the time. Anyway,
At all-time highs, saying that price should be higher than ever. Saying
it's not what it
more people
says.
are buying buying and holding this stock than ever.
That's not what it says either.
Hold this stock than ever, and the price should be at all-time highs or higher. When you see a discrepancy,
That doesn't make sense.
like that means that a massive price jump is coming for these stocks that is going to match OBV up with price. That means a massive price movement is coming. All right, so you can see that GME's OBV.
That's not what it means. We read what it means. It didn't say that.
Both OBVs are in a overall uptrend, and
it doesn't even say. It doesn't even say anything about OBV all-time highs. It says that you're really it's for to compare price to OBV. That's that's why divergences are notable, because the price is moving one way over a period of time, but the volume did something else. But that's not. He's not talking about that at all.
Good.
This is
Again,
retarded.
more
This is
indicators
stupid.
telling us that a massive price action volatility movement is coming for AMC and GME. It's going to be to the upside, showing that people are buying and holding this stock and letting you know that we are on the right path. Let's go ahead and look at another indicator to see if we are on the right path.
It's basically the same thing. This is very similar.
Looking at VPT or PVT, they are the exact same things. It's either price volume trend or volume price trend, but they are both the exact same thing. So we're going to be looking at this, letting us know that we are on the right track. You guys can see
that's not what indicators do. They don't tell you that you're on the right track. Jesus fucking Christ. Price volume trend. Momentum measures money flow, similar to another technical analysis tool, on balance volume, in that it is an accumulation of volume. PVT only adds or subtracts a portion of the daily volume, whereas OBV adds all of the daily volume. So they're basically essentially the same indicator for all intents and purposes. So congratulations, another garbage video where you said nothing. And we're going to hold you to the $16 thing. $16? Okay. Want to bet?
Thank you, man.
Let's make a bet.
I'm not a financial advisor. Anything that I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only. Whatever I say in this video is my opinion, may not necessarily be factual. Don't buy, sell, or hold a stock because of anything that I say in this video. Do your own DD. See, man, this is what pissed me off about the Adam Aaron influencers. Because I don't want to say yes voters because some of the yes voters, man, they good people.
Some of them are good people.
Made a business decision that they felt that was good for them, was the best thing for them and their families. So I don't want to say yes voters, but this is the thing, man, that pissed me off about the Adam Aaron influencers. See, like I've been saying, man, over the past 90 days, in my opinion, man, Adam Aaron influencers, they'll lie, they'll cheat, they'll manipulate,
okay.
They'll do anything to try to make sure that Adam Aaron look good, even when he's wrong. In my opinion, they'll do anything, man, to try to kill our short squeeze play to make sure that the reverse stock split through, like we've been saying, just so the ape arbitrage can go through so that it can make some crumbs off the play. They'll do anything, man. It doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? Because they don't have any integrity. So they'll do anything. So
wow, they don't have any integrity.
You know, one of the top zealots, he did a video yesterday. And
Who?
he put me in the video.
Who's that? Who's that?
So, you know, he called himself, man, criticizing me because I was supporting Al from Boston. And what he did was he alluded to the fact that the information that Al from Boston posted, that it was something wrong with the information. You know, people shouldn't believe what, you know, Al from Boston posted.
Well, you know what? You know what's interesting about that? People shouldn't believe what Al from Boston says or posts. They absolutely should not. Let's take a look at this. That's a great segue. Thanks, Frankie. This is from the court, Delaware. Report and recommendation of special master regarding A. Matthews' motion for discovery of Allegheny plaintiff's trading history and investigation and motion for issuance of a stock certificate. Okay, special master, June 8th. Report and recommendation. This report and recommendation addresses A. Matthews' motion for issuance of stock certificate and motion for discovery of Allegheny plaintiff's trading history and investigation, motion for Allegheny discovery, and together with the motion. Before addressing the motions, I offer a few observations. Matthew is not a party to this action. I previously recommended the court deny Matthew's motion to intervene, and Matthew did not take exception to that recommendation. Matthew is also not an objector, as he did not submit a signed objection with proof of ownership by May 31st, 2023. However, Matthew has filed numerous motions, letters, and nearly 800 pages of memoranda untethered to any motion since April 25th, 2023. In fact, the instant motions are Matthew's 8th and 9th motions out of a current total of 11 motions. Many of these filings raise issues that are far beyond the claims and defenses in this action, and improperly seek discovery and other relief from non-parties. The instant motions are no different, and I recommend the court deny them. In the motion for stock certificate, Matthew seeks a total count of stock certificates on file through the Depository Trust Clearing Corporation to authenticate shares from digital book entries by market makers. Matthew claims that AMC Entertainment Holdings, Inc. stockholders have been denied their right to a complete share count and seeks stock certificates, in effect, to audit AMC's stock list. In the motion for Allegheny discovery, Matthew seeks discovery from one of the plaintiffs, Allegheny County Employee Retirement System, Allegheny, pursuant to Court of Chancery Rule 26. Matthew claims there are unidentified significant discrepancies in Allegheny's quarterly investment reports and is concerned about a purported sudden and drastic increase in Allegheny's hedge fund allocations. He believes this calls into question Allegheny's ownership of both Ape and AMC shares. And I'm going to jump to the footnote here, 10. Matthew's extensive memoranda include similarly vague and unverified allegations regarding Allegheny's quarterly reports and stock holdings that are also facially unreliable. For example, Matthew references Allegheny's publicly available quarterly reports, claiming that they show that Allegheny did not hold AMC stock in certain quarters and therefore could not have continuously held AMC stock. See this particular piece of evidence. Matthew, however, appears focused on lists in these reports that identify Allegheny's top 10 weighted stocks, top 10 performing stocks by quarter, and bottom 10 performing stocks by quarter. AMC stock is not identified in these charts in every quarterly report, but there is nothing remarkable about that, since these charts are not, as is evident from their titles, intended to be exhaustive lists of Allegheny's stock holdings. So that's pretty basic. Matthew makes other vague and unsubstantiated claims regarding Allegheny's possible misuse of funds and potential improper connections with Crestline Capital and other short sellers of AMC stock. There is no discernible substance to these claims, but Matthew asked the court to take up the charge and investigate these issues. Although Matthew identifies as a pro se intervener, he has not intervened in this action. Thus, Matthew is not a party and seeks discovery premised on unverified allegations. I view this as a sufficient basis to recommend that the court deny both motions. There are other issues. I previously recommended that the court deny similar requests for discovery directed at an AMC stock count. The logic behind those recommendations applies here because Matthew does not even attempt to make the requisite showing for additional discovery under In Re Amstead Industries and corporate litigation, blah, 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 and could have accessed, but chose not to access the existing discovery record to investigate that issue. In addition, Matthew's speculation about and requests that the court investigate Allegheny's AMC stock holdings, possible misuse of funds, and potential conflicts do not rise to the level of a prima facie showing of bad faith or conflicting interests required to obtain post-settlement agreement merits discovery. Accordingly, I recommend that the court deny the motions. Cool. So another dumbass filing by Al from Boston, full of nonsense from top to bottom, as the special master has indicated. Good job. So no, don't listen to what he says.
That he would, the information that he was using to substantiate that he had shares, people shouldn't believe it. There's something wrong with it. You see what I'm saying? And it turns out that Al from Boston, man, he does have shares. And he wasn't lying. You see what I'm saying? And really, man, him and some of the yes voters, they owe Al from Boston, man. Even if you don't like him, man, it's about integrity. They owe Al from Boston, man, an apology. But you know what?
Listen to that.
Probably won't give him an apology because that's the shit that they've been doing, man, for the past 90 days. They don't have no integrity in their line. And the reality is, the truth of the matter is, when it comes to some of the yes voters, we really don't know if they got shares. We really don't know, man, if they done sold all that.
I wonder if he was riding dirt bikes today.
You know what I'm saying? And we don't know.
He's got his dirt bike shirt on.
Media, just spreading content, and they don't have no AMC shares because they trying to kill our short squeeze play. See, we really don't know that about them because, see, I'm going to play it. It's real short. The Marines just did a video, and in the video showed that the no voters that's been putting the content out there, that's been trying to protect.
Well, maybe he planned on it and got rained out.
We showed proof of shares. That includes Lou versus Wall Street and Al from Boston. And I'm gonna show it to you.
What's up, guys? I want to say integrity is everything. And if you're going to run your mouth, you're going to put something out, you're going to speak to the public, such as
Yep.
YouTuber, then you should back it up. And this list right here, you're going to see this shows every single one of the objectors.
What is this list?
They backed it up. Of course, we all know what CSI did. If you guys get a chance, go ahead and read all of his objections.
What CSI did?
Of course, there was an issue about sending his proof, but he's taking care of that. So you can see Al objected.
All right, we need to see this previous video of Al's here that we have exclusive access to. I'm going to go ahead and download it or obtain it if I can, and then we'll go to that one.
Not only did Al objection, so did Lou versus Wall Street, and he showed proof of shares. Same thing with Frankie Muhammad. He showed proof of shares, and it doesn't end there. Donahue George, same thing with him. He sent in his objection. He showed proof of shares. And, of course, that Marine guy that all these people in the shills hate so much, he objected as well with proof of shares and opted out. And, of course, I had a question, and this is a big thing to me. I feel like if you're going to be putting yourself out there in the community, you create a YouTube channel, you're getting income from that YouTube channel, or you're an influencer, you have a large following, you have people that are taking the time to listen to you, they're probably getting guidance from you and direction from you. If you're going to be putting out that kind of stuff and you're going to be representing, why didn't you take the time to represent? Simply send an email with proof of your shares in support. I didn't see anything wrong with people sending support letters, and some of these other tubers made up excuse.
I didn't see anything wrong with people sending support letters.
Could you imagine if you would have talked about it and you would have sent a letter and you would have represented? They all call it lead by example.
Oh, okay. So we're getting moral lectures here from the Marine. Great. That's fantastic. I just love that. Why weren't you a good neighbor? Fuck you, Professor Mike. He's another NPC. Non-playable characters. That's all these guys are. Okay, let's see the deleted video. The video that Frankie's imam made him delete. That's the speculation. Probably true. Let's see. I got this in there we go. There we go. Exclusive access.
Videos for entertainment purposes only. Whatever I say in this video is my opinion, may not necessarily be factual. Don't buy, sell, or hold a stock because of anything that I say in this video. do your own DD. You know, when it comes to our short squeeze play, man, it's a lot of money involved in this short squeeze play. And you got a lot of people, man, out here playing games. You see what I'm saying? And really, man, the result of a lot of people losing a whole lot of money. So, man, this video, I got to keep it a buck.
So
man.
far, so good.
I'm going to keep it 100 with you. So, look, I had one of Adam Aaron, man, his top influencers, one of the yes voters. He took issue with the video that I did yesterday in which I was talking about Al from Boston. He had an issue with me showing Al from Boston, man, any type of love. And let me say this, man, we all need money. We all like money. But for me, man, I am not financially stressed. This is just me. Or my character or my integrity has not been diminished to the point to where I need to suck Adam Aaron's dick. See what I'm saying? I don't need to suck the dick of a person. A lot of people feel that he's a liar, he's a con artist, he's a manipulator, and he's a thief. See what I'm saying? See, my thing is, don't get mad at me because I don't need to suck Adam Aaron dick. See, if you're a yes voter,
oh boy,
that's what you want to do you. But don't get mad at me because I don't want to do it, you know, and I don't want to make videos.
I think that's,
Ron,
I don't really think that's the case. I don't really think that's the case.
Adam Aaron, don't get upset with me. You see what I'm saying? And see, man, look, once again, like I've said in my other videos, I think the reverse stock split, I think it's garbage. I think it's going to hurt a whole lot of people financially. It's hurting people now. I think it's going to hurt this reverse stock split, these proposals, what Adam Aaron is doing. I think it's going to hurt the company in the long run. I think Adam Aaron letting the stock go all the way to $5, I think that's garbage. You see what I'm saying, man? I think him.
Yes, he should have bought it back at higher than market price.
Retail investors get slaughtered by short sellers.
Personally,
you see what I'm saying?
not the company.
Him not doing anything about the corruption that is taking place in our stock for almost 2 years. And the mere fact, man, that a lot of people portfolios, not mine, but a lot of people portfolios are down 80 to 90% based on what I see, you know, on social media, based on what I see, man. I think that's garbage. You see what I'm saying? I think that's bad decision making, and those are poor managerial skills coming from Adam Aaron. You see what I'm saying? I think he's bad for the stock. I think he's bad for retail investors, and I think he's bad for shareholders. You see what I'm saying?
Well, the company's still open. They didn't go bankrupt.
Nobody.
They didn't get sold.
Anything about Adam Aaron? I've been in the play for almost 2 years. I've been watching everything for the past 90 days. So I'm looking at what he's doing. I'm seeing what Adam Aaron is doing. So I don't need nobody to influence.
What is he doing?
Or tell me anything. I'm intellectual enough, man, to see what Adam Aaron is doing to the stock, to the company, and to the shareholders. And man, he got this stock to the point to where it's confusing and it's unattractive. It's tied up in a lawsuit, and people don't even want to invest, man, you know, in the stock because there's so much fraud around the stock.
That's probably true.
Ain't nobody telling me what Adam Aaron is doing, whether he's good for the stock or whether he's bad for the stock. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm watching it. You see, so I don't care, man. Look, no Adam Aaron zealot or no Adam or none of the yes voters. Look here, man. It's nothing that you can't make no video. You can't make no tweet. You can't use no form of intimidation to change my thought process about Adam Aaron. I see what he's doing. You see what I'm saying? And my thing is, if you're a yes voter or if you're an Adam Aaron zealot and you don't have an issue with nothing that Adam Aaron is doing.
Mom is telling him to keep it down in there, Frankie.
Awesome CEO.
What are you yelling about?
I personally, man, these are
bring me some soup.
I talk about in this video. In my other videos, I personally, man, think Adam Aaron is garbage. And this is what I got to say to any Adam Aaron zealot, to any Adam Aaron influencers
Probably.
that take
It's
issue with the
nice.
content of my that take issue with the content in my video. I have an issue, like I've said in the past, with me protecting my investment and me speaking out. Fuck you. And I understand, man. Trust me.
Wow.
I trust me. When you
Holy
say fuck
shit.
you, it's a lot of things, man, that come when you tell somebody fuck you. So when I say fuck you, whatever I gotta do, man, to stand behind me using those words, I'm telling you, man, if you got a problem with me, I'm telling you, fuck you. Because see, I don't have no respect man, for people that stand up for 1%ers. And then when they see people trying to protect their investment, they want to speak out against them. I don't have no respect for people like this.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. And I think, Manuel, you're right. That's a regrettable video. This whole thing is quite regrettable. Lou! The only squeeze that ever just got bigger. Huh? Am I right? Am I right? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Shorts are getting crushed. Here it is. The squeeze that only got bigger.
What's going on, everybody?
Been waiting for this one.
Taking a walk today, clearing up the head, and decided to, I guess, take everybody down AMC memory lane. I'll show you what I mean. When this whole first stuff started and YouTube went bananas with me, really creepy. But nonetheless, I said, let me do the meetup so I could, you know, talk to a couple of you guys, because the way I saw it, the way I still see it, I'm just another retard with a YouTube channel, but we were all invested in this whole thing, AMC. So I didn't, no big deal. So I came down to the tavern. For those of you that were here, let me tell you how this all went down. So I'm walking down here and I'm minding my business, and I'm like, you know, I'll meet 3 or 4 or 5 of you guys. We'll hang out, we'll talk. Yeah, let me tell you something. When I got to about right here, transmit for divorce. When I got to about right here, there's a mob of people all over the place. And I still remember the staff over at Tavern. They looked like something really bad happened. So I walk in there. Well, I didn't even get a chance to. I walk towards this side, and not for nothing. If you're thinking Alanis Morissette, that's what I was thinking. So anyway, I walk over here. All the people are here. Obviously, way more than I thought.
Alanis Morissette.
That was freaky. But either way,
you're a celebrity now, Lou.
This out. There was too many of us. I think if you were to say the name Lou inside a tavern, they'll call the cops. I think they'll still call the cops. He's back.
All right, anybody in New York City, go to the tavern and say Lou, see if you get cops called on you.
I actually got to run over to Best Buy to pick something up, but it's right in the neighborhood and I wanted to do this. So anyway, for the people that weren't there. So we came over here because they didn't let us inside. And this was the, 2 seconds. See, this was the inside area that they didn't allow us in. So what did we do? Like lost transmit for dites. All right, we all got to. Fucking Pablo don't know how to ride a fucking city bike. Anyway, we all got together here. For those of you that were here, you remember this was the spot where we just mobbed up, and it wasn't just AMC; it was Sundial people too. I love you too. Anyway, I'll start talking about that. They eliminated a bunch of shares. Anyway, so we stood here. Literally, like, I guess it was for hours. I don't even know how long it was. I literally thought 20, 30 minutes, you know. Look at this guy with the shoes. Like, for real. I don't know if he wants to avoid getting hit by a car or he wants to attract a car. Anyway, so we came here, and back then, the main thing with AMC was all the synthetics they were creating, that they oversold, and it was a reality of this thing was bigger than all of us knew. Here we are now, after everything. June 2nd, the creation of Ape, and now with this reverse split, merger, lawsuit sitting over us. A lot of thoughts on that. A lot of thoughts, because you start thinking to yourself, like, okay, I have these conversations with myself. You know, me and the voices up there, we don't always agree. But every now and then we get close to the same neighborhood. And I start thinking to myself, like, okay, around that same time, Popcorn and Crew started to formulate a plan to turn a bad situation where they got caught into something profitable with them. They were going to do some nefarious shit against their shareholders, us. Now we're here at this point. I'm like, did the momentum die? Technically speaking, no, it didn't. It got paused with the creation of Ape because there was no
paused.
Danger to cover.
Does it work like that?
AMC shorts.
I don't know.
So then things started to build up again. And I said there's nothing going on until something happens. Because I always knew from the beginning of Ape, until they have to remerge Ape back with AMC, there was nothing going to happen. Nothing happened. Then the reverse split announcement came in. Now I was like, oh, wait a minute, here we go. Now we got the court case and everything. And people are wondering, but like, are we going to run before the court case smashes us as far as the reverse split happening? This is not even AMC. This is not even the Antaras, nothing like that. What's going on right now, after looking at it very, very, very carefully, our brokers right now are doing back what they did in the old days. Because remember, I always used to say, there was us, there was them, and in the middle was the brokers who sold and never want to fulfill those orders because there's not enough shares. So if this thing was to run, they would have to go to the open market and buy shares. They're not going to allow that. Look at what Robinhood did to GameStop. Remember that one? They can't do that. Just recently, Robinhood had to go out there for COSM and buy a bunch of shares. That was costly and painful. The suppression that you're seeing now, the parking of the orders, please understand. I mean, while I hate everybody over there on the other side now, Popcorn included, AMC, the board, everything. I even hate the food popcorn. Right now, what you're seeing is parking of the orders.
This has ruined popcorn for him.
In order to keep the price within a certain bracket. They know, like I know.
What?
A lot of people know.
Where's the evidence for that?
They're in the teens. We break into 20s, and all of a sudden,
Doesn't work like that.
There's not enough shares. So what they're doing now is just parking and holding everything.
Park and hold.
Let me just tell you something. It's crazy.
Buy and hold becomes park and hold.
All right.
Or the short and hold.
I'm not gonna say it anyway. It's like creeping over and hearing the foot drag.
Nice shirt, Lou. It's like a prison shirt. What the hell?
Motherfucker saying bye-bye.
Okay, all right. That's enough of that crap. Look at all this nonsense. Today alone, how many videos? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's only not even 7 o'clock yet. Oh boy, let's check out some zero hedge articles.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to hear my trading and market updates. This is Uncle Frank, and I'm not a financial advisor, nor is any of the content to be construed as financial advice. This channel is for entertainment purposes only.
Okay.
Please remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed the presentation, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you're alerted when I have new information to share. So now let's...
Madam Antara is not a friend of ours. Adamantara.
Everyone, I've got a huge episode for you because it's going to be a huge week in the market. And I'm going to kick it off with excerpts from an article by Josh Schaefer from Yahoo Finance's Morning Brief. Inflation data and the Fed Reserve's latest monetary policy decision will highlight the week ahead for investors celebrating the dawn of a new bull market in stocks. Tuesday morning.
Oh, dear God.
CPI for May, a release that will come just hours before the start of the Fed's two-day FOMC meeting, which culminates with Wednesday afternoon's policy announcement. Investors currently expect the FOMC will announce a pause in the Fed's rate hiking cycle after having raised interest rates at the conclusion of each of its previous 10
What a bunch of
meetings.
garbage.
Tuesday's inflation reading could still shift this outlook. Other key economic data this week will include retail sales for May and the first reading of consumer sentiment in June from the University of Michigan. The corporate earnings schedule will be sparsely populated. The S&P 500 officially entered bull market territory on Thursday after the longest run
officially
since 1948. Stocks celebrated modest gains on Friday as the NASDAQ extended its winning streak to 7 weeks. Research from Bank of America indicates the S&P 500 rises 92% of the time in the 12 months following the start of a bull market compared to the historical 75% average.
God damn it.
Over any 12-month period.
Yeah, compare this to a bunch of irrelevant shit.
And
let's get people bullish.
On next week's action from
let's get people bullish.
A huge week is setting up on the macroeconomic front with the Fed Reserve and the European Central Bank both scheduled to decide on interest rates and update on monetary policy amid persistent inflation. The consensus view is that the ECB will lift interest rates by a quarter point and the Fed Reserve will stand pat. The big meetings arrive with market optimism ramping up in the early part of June. The recent rally has seen 10 of the 11 S&P 500 sectors push higher. However, a surprise from the central bank or the nail-biting inducing CPI and PPI reports could cool off bullish sentiment once again. Now, guys, since we know CPI can spoil the party, let's dig a little deeper to see what the street thinks is going to happen. The Consumer Price Index report will be closely watched with the shadow of inflation hanging over the market. Economists forecast a 0.4% increase in core CPI for May to match the level from April. Core CPI is seen being 5.3% in May, in a slight moderation from the 5.5% pace in April. Headline CPI, which includes food and energy prices, is seen being up 4.1% in May. Bank of America expects a soft 0.1% month-over-month increase for food prices, reflecting an increase in food away from home that should be partially offset by a decline in food at home.
Of course, yeah.
Third consecutive decrease.
Look at that splitting hairs.
Prices as costs associated with groceries such as commodity prices, transportation, and storage continue to ease. However, food away from home prices are tipped to continue to increase given higher labor costs and still strong demand. So let's take a look at the chart titled Inflation Continues Cooling Down in the U.S. U.S. Consumer Price Index year-over-year.
So it's a bullish article. Got it.
Well, guys, you can see on the right, we've had a prominent top. I'm thinking sideways or down from here slightly.
Why?
Now, if any of you don't keep a trading calendar, an easy hack for you is go over to...
Okay, yeah. Oh, Bitcoin. Cryptos.
73 mentions, and that's up 20%. Now, you may have noticed that AMC was not in the top 10 over at Reddit, but over at StockTwits, you can see the top 10 symbols with the most messages.
It's barely in there.
Comes in third, DWAC comes in fourth,
DWAC
comes in ninth, and XRP came in at 10th. But
no GME.
Over at Quiver Quantitative, we prove that the apes are not leaving. According to Twitter, 552,000 AMC followers, and that's up 0.003%.
It looks like it's down from the peak, though.
What's going on at the box office?
Down from the peak. What are you talking about? What are you trying to grift here? That's a peak. That's down from the peak. Sorry.
And what's going on at the box office? Where theaters are dead.
Boy, I don't care.
From Deadline, Transformers: Rise of the Beast pounces price of AMC and Ape to $635, up 1.192, and week is up 1.28.
God, look at all these weird sites. Whoa! Silver-plated lead coins. Oh my God.
6 months.
It's hilarious. Look at that chart.
Now, I haven't received my Diane and Adam silver round yet, but according to Andrew on Twitter, they started shipping on June 5th. So about 500 to 700 a day will go out over the next 10 or 11 days. He concludes if you placed an early order, look for a tracking number soon. And awful news for Mullen. Over the past week, it's down.
Look at that. Look at that chart. Holy
over the
fuck.
past month, since the reverse split, down 69.14%. Over the past 6 months, down 91.27%. Hopefully, Mullen can put in a serious bottom soon. Now, I will never tell you to buy
Look at that
or
one.
hold any security or
Look at that car.
currency. However, I
Nice.
am a Mullen shareholder, and there might be some good news on the near horizon. Tomorrow, June 12th, according to Investor Place, we may be getting some badly needed funds. $45 million from an existing securities.
$45 million.
That comes to fruition.
That's
And
funny.
it's official. There are only 18 stocks on the NASDAQ Reg SH Hold threshold list, and as of Friday, Mullen is still on it.
Oh my.
Uncle Frank, do you have any good news? I do. DMRC or Digimark, it did lose 1.15% on the week, but over the past month is up 14.28%. Over the past 6 months, up 38.41%, and over the past year, now
I don't know that one. I don't care.
these headlines than ever amid Coinbase, Binance, SEC crack a security in the SEC. Now, this data could change before Monday morning session. However, Max Payne on AMC stands at $6 at the time of this recording. Put call ratio 1.50. I see 13.
Well, he's into cars probably.
Shares for any number of reasons, but they buy them for only one. They think the price will rise. If you haven't ever been to secform4.com, I would encourage you to go. There, you yes voters will learn that out of all of the AMC executives, out of all of the AMC board members, over the past 5 years, they have never purchased one single share of AMC. In fact, they've sold $1,057,859,000 worth of AMC. The only insider buy has been Antara, and you know what price they got.
Antara.
And what is our friend Himanshu Gulati over at Antara Capital doing with his AMC Ape shares? Well, he's selling like a $20 hooker. June 7th, 500,000 shares. June 7th, 500,000 shares. June 8th, 1 million shares. June 8th, 1 million shares. But don't worry, Himanshu took the time to buy some puts against AMC with a strike of 3. Aren't you glad Adam Aaron let this parasite into our company? We sure got so much out of it. I just wish Adam Aaron would treat us as well as he treats Antara Capital, because they made a fortune. Now, for those of you that missed my previous video, you need to know.
Yeah, that's like 200-300% profit there, huh?
Have hit a 13-year high in 2023 so far. According to the article, 286 companies filed for bankruptcy in the U.S. during the first 5 months of 2023, according to data released earlier this week by S&P Global Market Intelligence. This is the highest figure for the period through May since 2010. You need to keep an eye on this. And I've told you guys before, and it bears repeating, this article from Market Insider. Stock traders betting against used car.
Who cares?
And I am not a financial advisor.
Not a financial advisor.
Great. Please remember to hit the
Planet of the Apes. Bloviation Nation. I wanted to check out Reddit and see what's going on over here. But we'll look at the Chancery video first. Here we go.
That this case touches, because it touches a lot of third rails. It touches a lot of hot button issues.
A lot of third rails
that I have no expertise in. And I will tell you up front that there are things that I know nothing about that you all are talking about. And some of them I'm highly skeptical about whether they're issues that aren't just sort of being fed to you by people who have a real strong interest in you believing that they're a thing because those people have some financial interest in you believing that those things are a thing so that they can make money in some way off of that. Anyway.
Well, that's pretty accurate.
The point being, I am just here to try to tell you what the fucking truth of the matter is, because it's so ungodly frustrating to me that no one is doing that. And
Well,
I just, that's the bottom line. And I know you all have camps and teams and shit and things, and I don't take a side. I don't have a position. I think there's several of you that I've met that I really think are nice people. I think some of those people who I think are nice people don't actually like each other. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care who's friends with whom. You should not dislike me because I'm friends with, or because I think someone is a decent human outside of this case. You're making the wrong assumptions. If I don't give a fuck about whatever y'all are fighting about, okay? I just want to tell you what is going on with the law. The law is the law. You can fucking hate it. You can rail about it. You can rage about it. You can, but it is what it is. If you want to change it, if you want to,
what I got from that is like whatever the fake catalyst du jour is. But yeah, probably both of those things, I would imagine.
make a difference, if you want to do
Ultimately.
something about it, you have to know what is so right now. You have to know where you're starting from. It's like if you wanted to go somewhere and you're in a new city or something, you have to know where you're starting from. You can't just like fire up your GPS and be like, well, you can't have access to my current location, but tell me how to get where I'm going. That's not how anything works. You can't go somewhere without knowing where you're beginning. We need to know what the law says right now so that you can know where you want it to go or what you think is the right way for it to go or something. Okay? Does that make sense? Like, I'm not going to stop cussing. There's no way. Okay. So look, I will take the side. I take the side of the truth. I got in trouble. People, when I covered the Twitter matter, I was incredibly unbiased going into the Twitter matter. I watched Elon Musk interact with the legal system in exquisite detail. I followed that. I mean, I don't know, some of you might have been around or not, but I followed that case. I came in with no legal view, no emotion, no view whatsoever on Elon Musk. I fucking had a deposit on a fucking Cybertruck. I almost bought a Model Y. I laughed when Elon was on Saturday Night Live. Didn't give a fuck about Elon. I mean, I just thought he was another guy. I watched him interact with the legal system for.
Should I stop this now? Should I stop it now? Or is that? I mean, I agree with pretty much everything that she said. So you can't move forward in anything if you're not honest with yourself about where you are and the reality of the situation. Otherwise, it's just a big mess. And you're going to be starting from some place that you think that you are, and you don't understand. Yeah, I mean, she said it better than I can right now, I guess. But she wants to tell people what what's going on, the truth of the matter, because it blows her mind that nobody is. Well, she hasn't seen our channel, I guess. But the thing is, there shouldn't have to be anybody explaining all this, really. Like this is like way, way, way too much hand holding. Like this amount of hand holding is not necessary, shouldn't be necessary, and it won't be the case that somebody's going to hold everybody's hand through all these scams. I mean, this was a very unique thing that happened, that arose out of all of the things that came together in 2021. It won't, I don't think. This won't happen the same way, I don't think. So I guess in that sense, maybe it's okay that we're holding, or that she's trying to hold their hands, but um, uh, I mean, I don't want to get involved in any off-topic fights. So, but the 15-minute, do you know the time code of the? Okay, 40. I got the second link. Let's go there.
Like Robinhood have to be exposed before, it's shocking to me how many people still hold.
Oh, the common sense investors here.
In a way.
There, I mean, Mike the Marine.
That 1.5 million.
Okay, what do we say? We got here. Common sense investor. The topic is not postcards. She talking out. Rather, your objection will be sealed. Mike the Marine. These YouTubers and influencers running their mouths should be disclosing their shareholders and real to the community, not just grifting it. All the cool apes hanging. If you're actively influencing people, you should be sharing your status.
Stockholders, which is the better part of the U.S. stockholder base, is still holding with Robinhood. I mean, I understand, I get the appeal of the ease of it, but you just have to understand that if you're that online, if you're an extremely online person who wants that kind of convenience, you're going to absolutely be giving up the trade-off for getting things like old school postcard notice. Like that's the trade-off. Everything has a trade-off. Everything costs something, and nothing is for free. And when you do something like say, yeah, I'm going to use a service like Robinhood. I remember when I first started trading back in an embarrassing year, like I had to pay like E-Trade $7 a trade to trade because like it was fucking expensive, because I was actually not the product, I was the customer. And Robinhood is just an entirely different model. And I don't know how many times y'all have to be told that you're not the customer, you're the product. And, half of you are writing objections about things like pay for order flow, but like, so you clearly understand that there's a problem. But then half of you are still holding your stocks in Robinhood and then still complaining about the fact that you don't get notice in the old school, old fashioned way. Well, I mean, I understand, like I feel for you that it feels unfair. I also think that it's just that you cannot have everything. You cannot have all of the old school, old fashioned, sort of handwritten fucking postcards and not pay $7 a fucking trade. You cannot have it both ways. You can't have the ultra convenience and absolutely inexpensive trades like you can on Robinhood and not have it be that you're the product, and not the customer. And so you're not going to get the kind of service that you think you deserve or that you think you are entitled to, because it's not set up that way. And so I don't know, I think that it was suboptimal the way that it went down, but was it so suboptimal that the court is going to revise its case law on notice? I don't know, because I think that postcards were an adjunctive kind of notice. They weren't the sole type of notice. Many cases in the Court of Chancery have just publication notice being not postcards, not mailing. Publication meaning an 8K or a newspaper article or some sort of like mass, like many to one or one to many kind of publication, right? A postcard is a one-to-one, like you send one postcard to one person. Publication is when you do one New York Times article to many people. many cases just have publication notice and that's all. And all the record holders got their postcards, and many stockholders who held in street name got their postcards. I know that a lot didn't, but that's the law of large numbers. There are bound to be a ton of people who got left out in the cold when you're dealing with so many people. And so I just am not convinced that the court is going to rewrite its case law just because we've entered an era where there are so many more retail stockholders, because you can go to the SEC website, you can go to various places on the internet where
we're not going to rewrite their case law because people aren't doing their homework, because people aren't in an era where we want instant gratification, whether that's instantly buying and selling stocks for free or instantly becoming a millionaire, however you want to take that, in this instant gratification society where nobody reads. We're not even talking about the fine print. We're talking about the print. Nobody reads anything. They hear something and they act. Yeah. They're not going to rewrite their case law based on the fact that people are inattentive, have attention spans of toddlers, and are making decisions without being informed. That's nobody's fault except theirs.
Articulated. They have been told to the general public, these are risks that you take holding in street name, holding with a broker. Now, I know that the reality is that probably none of you heard that exact thing, or if you heard it, you didn't understand it, or if you signed off on it, you signed off on it by
that doesn't. Who cares?
So fast that you
I don't care about that. Who cares?
If you read it, you didn't understand. Like, you didn't process what it meant, and if you processed what it meant, you didn't think it would ever apply to you. But that's the way of the world, right? I mean,
she advocating for DRS? I mean, you got to talk about the trade-offs there. Before the GameStop and AMC phenomenon, nobody transferred into ComputerShare. That was not a thing that people did. I mean, yeah, you could do it. It was possible. But I did a lot of extensive research to see like how common this is. And before Reddit started mentioning it about GameStop, I was hard pressed to find any references to anybody wanting to transfer anything into ComputerShare. It just was not a thing that people did. If anything, they wanted to get the shit out of ComputerShare. And I found plenty of evidence of that. So I don't know. I don't know what she's saying. Is that what she's saying? What are you saying?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for you about what I think is going to be the situation with the postcards. It's probably good enough. It's not great, but I haven't dug into the minutia about the postcard affidavit. And there are some things, like the one thing that kind of is like raises my hackles a little is why there are two dates that the original letter was sent to Robinhood, because they don't explain it. And I think that that's odd. So
crime, malfeasance, bad actors.
I don't know. It's not a complete violation of Kahn versus Sullivan, because you are not owed an individual notice of this lawsuit as a holder in street name. You simply are not. Like, I know that that's not satisfying.
I said that weeks ago.
Simply the truth. Not every single stockholder is entitled to receive an individual postcard. Not every single stockholder is entitled to be absolutely guaranteed to have had individual notice of this lawsuit. There's plenty of case law that says that that's not the law. The law is that it has to be good enough. The law is that they have to have done enough. And if you were record holders, absolutely. If you were record holders, it would be a problem.
Blah, 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 blah.
But
Is,
I mean, if you were record holders, then you should.
oops.
That's different. I mean, if you know,
Now somebody's lying to her.
it's just a different thing. Look, there are plenty of bigger issues. There are plenty of like way grander scale issues. There are plenty of, you can question the class action system. You can question the whole structure of the thing. I'm not here to debate with you whether or not the entire system is whatever. I'm here to tell you what the situation is. It's just like I said at the beginning. I can tell you what the situation is, then you all can decide how much of your energy and time you want to spend on reforming the system. You have to start where you're at. You have to start by knowing what is going on the ground. You have to start by knowing where the case law is now. You can hate it. You can think that it's the dumbest thing in the world. But if you don't fully understand all of the intricacies of it, you can't do anything about it. So it's fine. You can have ideological objections to what's going on. And many people do. There are many valid ideological objections to the class action system.
That's not the law.
To the legal system as a whole, to the way that the profession is set up, to the incentives on both sides of things, to all of it. And it's all up for debate, but it's actually a nuanced debate. It's actually something that there are nuances to the discussion. And if the more that you
you mean the details that they don't ever look at.
Blanket, just vitriolic positions
like FTDs are naked shorts, for example.
Screaming about how you think it's all total bullshit is never going to change a damn thing. You're just going to be another voice screaming into the void forever.
Another Uncle Rico.
If you actually want to make a change, you should seek to learn more about how it actually is in depth, in detail, right now.
That's not going to happen.
If you actually want to change something, you should be curious about why it is the way that it is, about what you might be missing, about why it is the way that it is. About
Whoa. The apes don't miss anything, okay? They are the market experts right now. You find anybody who knows more about the market than zero data, zero data, zero. I mean, the bars pattern, come on.
Thought through it a little bit more than you, about maybe you're not the first person to think that this is a bad fucking idea. And maybe people have come before you and thought this is a bad idea. And maybe there were actually even reforms that came along and changed something. And then the pendulum swung the other way, and then it swung back the other way. And maybe this has all been done before and fought about before. You have to give credit to the fact that you're maybe not the first person to be angry about these things, because if you don't do that, you are not going to be able to make real change. You're just going to be another angry group of people screaming into the void. And
another Occupy Wall Street. Charlotte says, how much have the rules changed in the stock market over the last 50 years, like the last depression? And did not people lose everything they had? Could be wrong on the time, but well, I mean, the structure of the market has changed. Like, if you think about like something like the banking system, for example, like let's say in the 1920s versus now, we have different ways to pay. Banks talk to each other different ways. The whole, the structure is different. But at the end of the day, it's essentially the same system. Customers have money on deposit at the bank, and they withdraw money, and checks are withdrawn against the account, and et cetera, et cetera. So, like, the basic functions are the same, but everything is electronic, for example, and They don't have stock certificates anymore. You don't get a copy of it. But buy low and sell high was still in effect. All that stuff. So, and yes, they did lose everything, and it wasn't necessarily. I mean, you're also talking about a time before the SEC existed. If you're talking about the 1929 crash. So the SEC was actually created in response to that to try to restore faith in the system. But essentially, what leads to that kind of thing, you can't lose everything if you don't put everything in. So at the end of the day, it's FOMO, it's overinvesting, it's manic speculation, irresponsibility. A lot of the same things that are at play here. Did the market itself, facilitate that? Were there insufficient safeguards in place to prevent people from doing that? These are all things that you can look at and probably point to, things that aided. But I mean, now we have regulation. Now we have rules and safeguards and things, and people still do it. So, I mean, it's an interesting point. It's an interesting discussion. And I'm absolutely fascinated with that period of history, and the history of the market, and just all of this stuff. But yeah, absolutely, a lot easier to do inside information and stuff like that, for sure. I mean, and again, there were basically no regulations on a lot of it. So was it even illegal to do that? I don't know. But basically all of our stock and securities related laws, if you look them up, and it always refers to the Securities Act of 1933 and the Securities and Exchange Act of 1934, and those laws, that's when the SEC was created, with that law. And we still basically have, it's just been changed over the years, but that section of federal law is still in effect. So it's interesting. It is interesting. And last time we looked at the SEC's enforcement actions on their website, and there's a lot on there. So the fact that the SEC isn't doing, like Donahue George, and these guys, they go on and on and on about why isn't the SEC doing anything, and they're giving it tacit approval and all this kind of stuff. Probably because there's nothing illegal happening, and if there is, they might not catch it right away because all they can do is react. It's a reactive enforcement type of thing. But I mean, all of the notices and orders and all that shit that we saw, they do a lot. So, same Reddit feeds that put Robinhood on the map could crash them in a week's time, in a month's time. Chancery Daily trying to give the Apes a basic legal 101 class. She will regret it. That's funny. And didn't Tony F try to do that? But who hired the SEC in the beginning, and what were they told to do? Well, I mean, never mind the first SEC, the first head of the SEC was Kennedy. What's his name? I always get his name wrong. Joe Kennedy, Joseph Kennedy. So, and he was, it was not, it was corrupt. Okay, like it was. We know that. We know this. And it is an old money game. Absolutely. So with all of this in mind, and I'll just say now, it was very much like that before, probably still is, but we do have a developed, at least the structure of regulation. So I guess people can make a decision then. They can say, okay, it's an old money game. We have restriction, we have regulation, but it's still too scammy for me. I'm out. Or they can say, all right, well, we have more regulation than we've ever had. Doesn't mean it's perfect, but at least there's something. And maybe the reason I've lost money isn't because of that. Maybe maybe it was something I did. Was it something I did? Something you did? So maybe it was something I did. And that's how I operate, because that's all that I can control is like what I do. So if I mean, maybe what I should have done was not do anything. I mean, I know that's the case a lot of the time. My first mistake was thinking that I needed to do something. Anyway, yeah. Let's see what's on Reddit. So who said 100K is delusional? We own this float. We set the price. If short squeeze happens, the stock can practically go to infinity. Oh, okay. So Thomas Petterfee said that in 2021. And he was not talking about AMC, by the way. That was about GameStop. Newport AMC is so beautiful. I've been there. Sadly. Little Mermaid. Mega Popcorn. Good. Maybe I'm too smooth-brained. No, never. Supporting my company. Time to eat popcorn. Look at all these popcorn posts. That's a cool graphic, but not sure why 1.5 million AMC holders are using Robinhood. But the craziest thing about this is the fact that it will only take Robinhood users 332 shares each to own the float. The 10 people I know in real life has thousands of shares each. Okay. So Model 3 dudes floating here. Joe Kennedy. Yep. Was a chairman of, was it U.S. Steel? He was involved with, or was it the oil company? I forget. Oh yeah, he was a he was a bootlegger during the Prohibition. That's pretty cool. He was there when the Wall Street was bombed in 1920. So I'm going to switch over to my other browser here. I've got the Wikipedia page up on it. Actually, kind of interesting. So it says here, the SEC. So this is the SEC chairman section on Joseph Kennedy, his page. I just saw a section scroll by called Anti-Semitism. The SEC had 4 missions. First was to restore investor confidence in the securities market, which had collapsed on account of its questionability and the external threats supposedly posed by the anti-business elements in the Roosevelt administration. Second, the SEC had to get rid of penny ante swindles based on false information, fraudulent devices, and get-rich-quick schemes. Thirdly, and much more important than the frauds, the SEC had to end the multi-million-dollar maneuvers in major corporations whereby insiders with access to high-quality information about the company knew when to buy or sell their own securities. A crackdown on insider trading was essential. Finally, the SEC had to set up a complex system of registration for all securities sold in America with a clear set of rules, deadlines, and guidelines for all that companies had to follow. So we're talking about a time when companies, they didn't have to register their shares with anybody. So we're really starting from scratch here. The SEC succeeded in its 4 missions as Kennedy reassured the American business community that they would no longer be deceived and taken advantage of by Wall Street. So, I mean, and think about this. He was a business leader, right? He was connected with the business community, Wall Street. He's becomes the head of the SEC, and he's able to reassure the business community because of who he is that they're not going to get taken to the cleaners by Wall Street. So it's actually a very interesting time. I mean, I find it fascinating. And then he resigned from the SEC in 35. So anyway, and that tradition kind of continues. Continued. Like Gary Gensler was a Goldman Sachs guy. So it's all connected. They're all connected. But I mean, at the end of the day, this is what we have. So nothing in here so far is actually anything. Just a bunch of crap. Like, is this actually like there's definitely some brokers that I don't see. I didn't see on this list. Like, where's Fidelity? I don't see Fidelity on here. That's why I was just reading through this Broadridge section. I don't see it there. I see TD Ameritrade, Schwab, Vanguard. They must be through one of these other clearing or whatever, but I just don't know what that would be under. But anyway, CSI has the list of actual names apparently. So what are the next things we should expect for our AMC stock? I've been here for over 2 years. Oh boy, it's going to be good. Maybe, yeah, they probably are. I don't know. Old money will always be in the game, and it's not just old money. It's institutional. It's retail investors are a small part of the market. We think that we're more important than we are because it's us, but look at the volume provided by the SIBO. It tells a story. The story smells like despair and shit-filled pants as whatever market maker is crying for margin. The prolonged dry period is ended by a quick drop and what? Someone needs to keep shares off their books and needs money bad. Oh, okay. That's kind of dumb. This is even from 2 days ago. Everyone's waiting for the court case to finish. Don't expect any major price action until this plays its course. Okay. All right. Yeah, we just have to keep waiting, holding. I don't expect anything to happen until next year, maybe. Other than that, I just expect disappointment after this month Then we wait another few months for a verdict, then another few months for an appeal, then another few months for some other bullshit. It'll just drag on. All the meanwhile, the hedgies drive the price down lower and lower, and old Adam Aaron will just keep acting like nothing is going on and try to shove popcorn and movies up our asses. Love it. Retail locks up float. Big companies sell massive before retail can, blah, blah, blah. No. If you've been waiting for two, then there's no harm in waiting a few more years for something to happen, as nothing is happening anytime soon. Prime. Same thing every day. Watch AMC Bigham's latest video, something phase 6, something late June. That's what I came here for. Unless I'm missing something, lawsuit resolution means plaintiff gets settlement amount of $150 million and conversion of Ape to AMC proceeds. AMC still remains diluted as hell. No real opportunity for Adam to raise cash from equity sales. I can't imagine that retail shareholders will grant even more dilution, nor permit AA and the board to attempt another end run around us, issuing Ape shares. So AMC is doomed then, because they won't be able to raise money. Well, I think they'll be able to, though. I think they'll be able to. So I think this is wrong. I've been holding my AMC bags since May 21 and still believe in the company's comeback story. I bought into DD around MOAS, but now feel it didn't factor in blatant market manipulation and corruption of our stock, which will never let run happen. Adam lost much respect with me when executives dumped their shares before orchestrating an end run around retail with Ape shares, which tanked AMC shareholder equity. Adam is going to have to pay down massive debt, load the old-fashioned way, bring AMC back to profitability, and chip away each quarter with earnings. Yeah, that's clown. Why'd they get downvoted? But he did make a lot of money due to his understanding of the new market structure. Talking about Kennedy? I'm sure he did. This week will be good for meme stocks. For sure. Just an opinion. What are the odds? What odds? I don't see. What am I supposed to be looking at here? I hate those posts. Some of you believe Adam Aaron is secretly plotting against us. How do you explain AMC reducing debt through negotiation, selling popcorn, credit card, putting out NFTs, shutting down bad performing cinemas, buying better performing cinemas, merchandise stores, selling film merchandise, new streaming deals, paying for advertisements, promoting movie stubs, and now looking to create a new AMC suite line? It just seems to me if AA wanted AMC to fail and was on the side of hedge funds, then isn't it his best bet to do absolutely nothing and let the ship sink? It just doesn't make sense. Practice MOAS. No. If you're still with Robinhood, can I call you an idiot? Well, VRS or not, Wall Street can still bankrupt companies that don't turn a profit with their short and distort machine. No, especially in difficult financial conditions. Shut the fuck up. What the fuck do you... But their corrupt tricks won't work on companies that report profitable quarter after profitable quarter. Well, they have to actually report a profitable quarter then. Yeah, they have to actually do that. When will one people stand up to the tyrant financial terrorists in this country? Here we go. Why do people suck at organizing for common good in this country? We are afraid at what MSM will portray demonstrators as bad actors, even though MSN are mocked on a daily basis and more people catching on about their bullshit narratives. Why are people scared to stand up to a regime of greed and corruption among the upper echelon? Hey, that's what it was founded on. Did we compensate the natives for this land? I don't think so. Why is everyone just waiting for some knight in shining armor to come save the day and implement some rule to cause moas? I'm willing to stand up for the tyrants of this nation that have been stealing. I am willing to stand up to the tyrants of this nation that have been stealing from the masses for generations. These masses are your grandparents, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, cousins, etc. Your family. Wouldn't you fight for any one of these people if someone was robbing, stealing from them, whether it was their money or their time? Imagine working all your life and your pension and retirement are worthless because of some bad bets by some bad market participants made, knowing you could have possibly made a difference by saying, no, this will no longer be tolerated in our markets. Currently, people are waiting on someone else to say no. These tyrant financial terrorists that have been stealing from the masses for generations and will not change on their own or through regulation, as money is used for lobbying / legal bribery because they have been doing it for generations. Their confidence of too big to fail didn't happen overnight. It will take everybody willing to push the pressure up on the tyrants. I am only one ape, but willing to do more than just a buy and hold strategy. However, only one ape against this much corruption and legal bribery. It will take many more with the fighting spirit to free the chains of financial purgatory. I don't know if they know what purgatory actually means, but yeah, I think it would be cool too. And I've done some of it, but I've read a lot about it, but I don't remember a lot too. So let's see, nothing to see here. AMC Ape. Yeah. Boy, Reddit really slowing down. Look at that. I mean, there's some posts. There's some new posts, but it's all popcorn pictures. It's all box office, movie stuff. Reddit is dead. Reddit is dead it. Dead it. For the first time since 2021, I bought calls on AMC. Well, good luck to you. That's not super smart. Hey, SEC, how about some market fairness? Huh? Market fairness, that means that we get rich for once. Let us win. Hey, let us win. Why don't you let us win for once? Why does Ken Griffith? Chat GPT confirms the MOAS for AMC and GameStop. Look at this. Zero brain dead data with a new video. Wow. There is no MOAS on the OTC market. No MOAS. Thank you. Chat GPT confirms. No, everybody knows that there's no short squeezes on OTC. I don't know where this notion came. I don't know why everybody thinks MOAS on everything. No. No. Just no.
All right, yo, what is up? You are back for another video with Data Zero. In this video, we look at AMC and GME, our two favorite meme stocks. I asked ChatGPT, can individual stocks squeeze during a market crash? And it gives me particular reasons why a stock can squeeze during a market crash. We're going to go through AMC and GME to see if it has what it takes to squeeze during a market crash. Now,
oh my God.
My theory that the S&P 500
no, it won't.
To the downside, and AMC and GME are going to
oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me?
A market crash, and the crash is going to correlate with the MOAS. ChatGPT
MOAS
backs up our theories with evidence. So, therefore, ChatGPT confirms the MOAS.
Chat CCP.
Let's go ahead and hop in.
Guess what Chat CCP says here? Huh? I just asked it. Are you qualified to give financial advice? And it says, as I'm an AI language model, and while I provide general information and insights on various topics, including finance, it's important to note I'm not a financial advisor. The information I provide should not be considered financial advice or substitute, yada, yada, yada. So, I mean, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Fucking clown.
And see what we have.
Chat GPT is not fucking data. Okay? It's not data. Look at your fucking dumbass wedge.
GME are going to decouple from the market, and what it takes for a stock to squeeze during a market crash. Go through each one of these points and see if AMC and GME.
I mean, okay. Can a stock market crash cause a short squeeze in individual stocks? I mean, okay. What a stock market crash and okay, short squeeze is. We know what those things are. Okay. In some cases, specific individual stocks may experience a short squeeze even during a broader market decline. This can occur if one, strong positive catalyst. Well, we don't have that. Two, high short interest, limited availability. There doesn't seem to be any real problem with that. So, I mean, you've got to be kidding me. Wow. Good job. I need a like something easy here.
Advice, not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. That being said, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that YouTube algorithm stuff, so you get the videos I put them out. So you know, I'm thinking, see, man, analyzing that data, but like I tell every day, the day they release us is false. It's a false narrative of the market, so we can make bad
trading decisions.
Listen, everybody's asking me, when do I
Axon.
Who's going to be over? What do I think the judge is going to rule? Listen.
Oh, man.
That the lawsuit is far from over. I mean, it's far from over. And not only is it far from over, you have to look at what Vice Chancellor Zern said. What Vice Chancellor Zern said, that whether the date is June 29th or June 30th, she will not be making a decision on that day. So who knows if the decision will come down a week later, a month later, 2 months later, or 6 months later. Because maybe Judge Zern, after she gets all the information, maybe she might have to do her own investigation. Maybe she might have to call in additional people. I don't know. But what I do know is June 30th is not the end.
Well, I mean, he needs to really take what the Chancery lawyer person said, under advisement, because they think that this is a referendum on much more than what it is. The reality is Delaware approved the whole thing already. Like back when they proposed issuing Ape, that got submitted to the Delaware authorities, because AMC is a Delaware corporation. So they already looked at it and they already allowed it to happen. So like what, I don't understand what they think here is going to really, like it's going to be they're just going to undo Ape. I think that's what they think. They're literally going to undo it. And I think that there's 0 to no chance that that'll happen.
Of the lawsuit.
Because that's not what the lawsuit's about. That's way beyond the scope of this lawsuit.
And this is just my opinion. I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell Ape. I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell AMC. But I believe that the longer this takes, it puts so much pressure on these criminals, on these bad actors that have been naked shorting AMC.
I mean, how does that make sense? Let's just go, let's just, pretend for a second. Wouldn't it give them, quote unquote them, wouldn't it give them more time to get their shit together. If there supposedly were all these criminals and bad actors who are so underwater in a stock that's down 90%. They're so underwater, they're losing so much money. Doesn't it give them more time? Doesn't it kick the can down the road for them to come up with some other FTX so they can sell more synthetic, tokenized, wrapped Gordita shares, Crunchwrap Supreme shares? Like what? That's why I say this narrative is so confused at this point. Everything that they say contradicts something else at this point, and it makes no sense. You can't take it at face value. There's no way you can take this shit at face value with all these holes in the logic. You just can't.
See the depth. I want you to tell me how a stock where nobody is selling.
Well, okay, right there. I mean, nobody is selling. Well, that bullshit. Bullshit. And you know, talking about a lawsuit and then the next breath's, you know, going off the assumption that nobody's selling. Good job. That's fantastic. Congratulations.
That the same amount of people are owning it for over 2 years is able to
Not true.
$2 down to $4.50 in a fair and transparent market where the rules of supply and demand exist. It doesn't happen. And
I mean, does he not realize that when the price went up astronomically, that there were several 100 million shares traded on those days, and you're hard pressed to get 20 million now? I mean, and just sit there and fucking rail about supply and demand. I mean, this guy has no clue. None. And it's, you know, it's pathological. It is pathological.
in any other stock, when the price goes down, the OBV goes down. AMC is the only stock that drops, like, what's that, 900%? And the OBV
800 or 900%. What are you talking about?
Remains the same.
It can't drop 900%. What the hell? The stock went down by 900%, guys.
It's absolutely outrageous. It's
what the fuck?
Illegal. In my opinion, it is overwhelming evidence of the fraud and corruption related.
Yeah.
The SEC, they see what I see, but they don't care. The DTCC, they see what.
No, they don't see what you see. They see what's going on through the lens of reality. You see it through a grifter's lens. You see, or at the very least, through a massive bag holder's lens. You're not objective. And compare yourself to the SEC. Give me a fucking break.
FINRA, CFTC, they all know what's going on. The evidence of the fraud and corruption is overwhelming. But, as I said before, the longer the lawsuit takes, the more pressure is going to be on these bad actors. And as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, and once again, I'm not telling you to buy or to sell any stock, but at any day, a catalyst could send AMC to the moon. And as far as I'm concerned, it could happen any day now. That's just my opinion.
Oh, yeah. Well, you've been saying that for months, clown.
I'm telling you to buy, hold, or sell any stock.
Been saying that shit for fucking months. It could be any day now. Actually, they've been saying that for years. Yes, they've been saying that shit for fucking years. Okay, friends, here we go. Hello, friends.
Hey, friends, welcome to Stocks and Crypto Plays. I'm talking about AMC stock, and just today I'm talking about price action. What will happen if we win the court case at the end of June, at the end of this month, if the judge says...
Win the court case. What does that mean? Win the court case. Win the court case. How do you win the court case?
That Apes
nice ceiling fan.
Illegal, and she cancels the
wait, that's not
and all that.
That's not winning.
What will happen to the price? Well,
that's not winning. That would not be winning. The plot is so lost right now that he thinks that winning the court case means that judge is going to cancel the Ape dividend share. Piece of crap. I'm going to take it back and not pause it and just try to let him talk. And it's so hard because I'm going to mute my mic.
Plays. I'm talking about AMC stock, and just today I'm talking about price action. What will happen if we win the court case at the end of June, at the end of this month, if the judge says that Ape was indeed illegal and she cancels the conversion and all that? What will happen to the price? Well, I can tell you, as soon as that data leaks, as soon as the ruling leaks, instantaneously the price will go up 300%. That's going to happen. And
I wonder if God told him this in a vision, because God told him that he should be spreading all this FUD. I mean, that's not what the lawsuit is fucking about. That is not anything that is being considered here. What in the fuck? Oh, fucking hell. Like,
that's not a short squeeze. That's not buying pressure or anything. That's just instantaneous new price action. If you remember back when Ape was released, AMC lost 40% of its value instantaneously. So that does happen. You know, it could go up or down instantaneously based on the share flow. So right now, because of the voting rights, the illegal voting rights, by the way, based on the founding documents of AMC stock, they're allowing to vote with AMC and have equal voting rights.
Like I said before, the Delaware approved it. Delaware knew about it, and they allowed it to happen. So, you know, where I come from, if you submit a filing or a disclosure to the authorities and they don't stop you from doing something, that pretty much means that you're in the clear. That's what happened here. So, and the issue of canceling Ape, canceling the reverse split and all that, that's not, that's, as far as I'm concerned, that's not even on the table. That's not what this is about. That is not what this is about.
As AMC, which according to the original founding documents of AMC, they are not allowed to legally do that. So if the judge says, yeah, Ape is illegal, what will happen is AMC will instantaneously go up 300%. So what are the numbers?
Well, he said that's not a short squeeze. It's not from buying pressure. But how does the price just go up? How does the price just instantaneously go up by 300%? Oh, why don't you tell us?
For AMC.
And even better, why don't you show us the data that you used to calculate that? How do you know that? What sources are you using? Or did God literally fucking tell you while you were in the bathroom taking a shit? Because that's the level of fucking quality that I see.
Shares. Now I'm going to use just approximate numbers to make the math easy. You know, you've
okay, all right, sure.
100 million shares. And I apologize for my writing. I'm not trying to write nice and neat. I'm just chicken scratching, okay?
It doesn't matter. You're a millionaire.
You got
what's going on, millionaires?
Billion shares.
Okay.
So,
okay. All right. Okay.
What will happen is,
I mean,
figure if you want to like make it easy for yourself to picture, these are like two groups of 500 million. If that makes it easier to kind of like picture. See that? It makes it easier to kind of picture. Ape is a billion ape, approximately. Is about 500 million and 500 million to equal the billion, right? So the current price action is going to increase.
Oh, I see.
And I think it's like.
I see why. I see where he's going with this. You see what he's going? You see what he's doing?
Right. The share price.
They would just get added back to AMC.
That should give you about $14. What is it? I think about this. You can check my math, but I think it's about $14.34.
Who's
share,
splitting hairs over pennies?
300%. She's like a triple. It's going to triple. based on the ruling if the judge says Ape conversion to AMC is illegal, which it is illegal based on the written documents of the AMC.
So then she's going to say that then.
Really up for interpretation. Contracts are...
Everything is, okay? And that's why you're a fucking loser, if I can be frank. The world is not black and white. This guy, he views everything in such a childish way that I just, like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't. But
black and white. They're in writing. So we're going to win. We
see?
Win. I mean,
black and white. You're going to win.
Not follow what...
I can't wait to see his face when the judge doesn't say that. Who actually thinks that the judge is going to say that? Does he actually believe that? I'm telling you, this lawsuit is not about that. It is not about that. And both parties agreed on a settlement. You've got to be kidding me. The Ape is going to say it's illegal and cancel the whole thing. Give me a fucking break.
All right. So we should win. So what should happen is we should see AMC...
Oh my God. Wow.
The short squeeze begins after that. Now it's open season on the price. You know, we could see triple digits with a short squeeze. Figuring very low, very conservatively, triple digits.
Everything is a fucking squeeze catalyst. What a brain dead fucking narrative. Oh my God.
Think about all this, am I right? Because I put a lot of thought into it, and it's not hopium. It's not, you know.
Don't tell me that.
Great things that aren't reality. This is reality. This is real. This is based on facts and contracts and what's in the documents, the SEC documents and paperwork that was filed and all that. Okay, so this should be our new price. If AMC stays at 478 when the judgment's made, then we should see 1434 per share.
There's no way. Where's that? What is that based on?
From there. And as far as Ape goes, Ape will become worthless. Now, I don't want that to happen, but maybe we can sue on that other end for Ape, what they did to us with the Ape.
Doubtful.
And you'll probably hear Adam Aaron crying that...
Hey, Lynn.
...countersue or whatever, but it ain't going to matter. All right, talk to you friends soon. Talk to you soon, friends. Hit like, subscribe.
Oh, my God. Okay. Well, Lynn, you missed it. Chat GPT confirms the MOAS. I'm just going to look at a couple more videos since Lynn's here now. Contacted by 2 lawyers, including Wes Christian. Fartaculus.
Hi, everybody. It's Fartaculacticus. I hope you can hear me pretty good. I got in touch with a lawyer. Somebody actually responded to me, and they gave me a lot of good information. I thought I would share it with everybody. If anybody is interested in the information, as far as what I'm going to say, please let me know. I think collectively is the only way we can win. As far as from the lawyer, I'm going to what's the word? My goodness.
Tell us.
I'm going to skim over some of the things that he said. I'm not going to give word for word. The first one was they reminded me that it was a class action from what I told them. They said if the class settles, the members, us, have the opportunity to opt out and then pursue our own claims. I'll come back to the opt-out part later on. After the
I don't know about that.
It's going to be incredibly expensive to try to proceed. We all know that. He wanted to know how much my losses were. I told him, I sent him a screenshot of what I lost. And he said, if the cost is close to your losses, it makes no sense to try to get the claims. And there's more on that later.
What are we talking about here? We're talking about, I mean, you didn't lose all that money because of anything that they did with AMC and Ape. I mean, I don't know. Like this is beyond bizarre. So now we're suing because we lost money.
If there is one person that is claiming to be one of the class members, and they are on the form or the notice, or they're included in it at all, then it becomes a class action, which logically I don't understand. Like, you can include one person, then it includes everybody. It makes no sense to me. But that's the nature of it from what he said.
I mean, that's how class action lawsuits work. So, I mean,
it says in most cases, people can opt out. And that's under limited circumstances, there is a non-opt-out opt-out available.
I mean, this is not.
From what I gather with that is some of it seems highly illegal that they're doing this.
Why do they?
I myself had put my own complaints into the boards of the bar.
So he's not getting any specific answers on this actual lawsuit, because that
association with each state for on the brief, it shows Florida, New York, and Delaware as the states where these lawyers come from in the plaintiff section.
Model 3, dude.
Read some of it, I'm sorry.
That's hilarious. Oh my God.
So then he talks about sufficient funds to pay the class members if we settle. Then he gives me the rates. It's extremely expensive, like I said before, and that it would probably be beneficial if it was a larger group of people that got involved. So not only myself, because the more people you add, the higher the losses are going to be. With me, it would be like I would be completely out of money if I did it on my own, basically. I also got in touch with Wes Christian. I don't know if you remember him, but this was the guy that
oh, we remember him.
Some of the influencers were trying to disparage from anybody contacting. Now his message came out kind of.
I don't think that's true.
I'm sorry, I'm not doing a lot.
The influencers literally interviewed him, didn't they? I don't know.
Elaborate video on this. I just wanted to be clear to you as quick as I could. He said he tried for a year to get the company to help, and he asked for some info, and without the info he can't really help, which wasn't my initial inquiry, but that's what he said. But I gave it a shot. You know, I'm trying to find any way out of this, or to try to put more pressure on what's going on. I did, like I said in another video, I am waiting to find out if I'm accepted to go over there and speak, because I'm looking forward to that. I just need the time to write down my statement and get my accommodations. Everybody have a good day. Oh, shout out to Frankie Muhammad. He did a great video. I will link it in the description. Thank you. Woot.
Good eye on that ceiling fan. I didn't catch that at first. Also, the Christmas lights. Yeah, it is Christmas lights, but they're off because it's not a festive video. Either that or he's got one of them out somewhere, so they all went off. Anyway, I have no idea. So they're just going to try suing because they lost money. I don't see that happening. This week's about to be bullish as fuck.
Not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in my videos. That being said, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that YouTube algorithm stuff, so you get the videos I put them out. See what I'm thinking, see me analyzing that data, but like I tell you every day, the data they release us as false, but it gives a false narrative to the markets, becoming bad trading decisions. Listen. People been asking me, yo, what do I think about Antara?
Who are all these people that keep asking him all these questions? Why would anybody ask this guy anything? That's what I want to know. That's my question.
Why are they getting?
Oh, absolutely, Lynn. 120 million %.
Theories. They might think this. They might think
it's going to be great to watch.
And I'm going to tell you something. I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell ape. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm just telling you what I think, what my analytical mind, the conclusion I've come to. The conclusion I've come to.
Good.
The conclusion
Good.
I've come to is this. First of all, if they were confident we would get the reverse split and Ape was going to equal AMC, would they be selling? That would be absolutely idiotic to sell Ape. If you knew that a $1.50 Ape share would be worth like a $4.50 AMC share. So every share that they sell, as of today, they be throwing $3 away in the garbage. But we have to remember they only pay 62 or 68 cents for the shares, so they're making money. But would they be throwing $3?
How do you know what?
And if they sold,
you don't know what the price of AMC will be whenever this actually occurs. What if it's lower? What if it's like $1.20 AMC? What if AMC goes down to $1.20? Then they just lost money. So, I mean, this is the difference between somebody who makes money ultimately and somebody who loses money. Somebody who makes money takes it off the table when it's there. People who lose money just watch it dwindle to nothing. Come on. I mean, this is retarded.
2 million shares, they're throwing away, what, $6 million? Highly unlikely. Now, once
like I love when these clowns, like this guy who purports to like understand what would be smart and what some like an institution like Antara would do, what would be good for. He has no clue. He has no clue. It's hilarious though, because or when they try to get in the mind of short sellers, why would short sellers borrow shares that they think are worthless? Well, genius.
This is just my opinion. This is the conclusion I've come to based on everything I'm seeing. I believe, and this is just my opinion, that Antara believes that the reverse split might not happen, and they are hedging for the Lord.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. They literally have a fucking signed contract agreement that says that it will. It's not like nobody's even. There is no. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. Okay.
That there might be a possibility that the courts determined that the ape share should have never been created in the first place.
Oh, here we go with this again. They're going to cancel the ape share.
And
that's not what the fucking lawsuit's about.
If the courts come to that conclusion, the value of ape might drop to zero. Who knows? But the bottom line is this.
It will.
I have confidence that the reverse split is going to happen. Because if they did, they wouldn't be selling the ape.
Why don't you look? I mean, this is such a stupid analysis. How much money did they make on the sale? How much fucking money did they make on the sale? I mean, they bought the shit for what, 60 cents or less? I forget exactly, but they sold it for like $1.50. So, I mean, how much money did they make on the sale? There's your fucking answer. It's none of this conspiratorial shit. God, it's so fucking brain dead. So brain dead. They can't just cancel it. The split is happening. I mean, Jesus.
Ape shares. Not like that. I mean, every week there's a new filing. Every week there's a new filing. They're selling more and more and more of their ape shares. Somebody who was confident that those ape shares was going to go up in value would never, ever sell like that. absolutely outrageous.
Because nobody knows.
Tell me what you think.
You're not cool with 300 fucking %? The stocks and crypto creep just quoted that as what you're gonna get if that happens. So why would you? I just don't understand. Like, there's. Get ready for Monday. Get ready for Monday. Big move coming. Oh my. Citadel collapsed. Oh, Citadel collapsed. Oh my God. Oh. Oh no. Citadel collapsed. Illegal tactics exposed. Truth about technical analysis. What is this? Top trader team. Where is it?
AMC. What's up, trading friends? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be doing some technical analysis on AMC. We're going to talk about exactly where do the...
Oh, great.
However, guys, one thing that you guys need to understand is back.
Nah.
Right? So it's...
Whatever. The puppet master is losing control. What?
I just really do not miss. Listen, guys, there's two things I know how to do. It's one, find the money, and two, get a big girl in the crib. You hear me?
Oh, my.
Let me scratch that. Not even just big girls, all girls, you hear me? But hey,
Okay, never mind. Never mind.
What's up, everybody? It's Common Sense.
Thanks,
coming at you
Model 3 dude.
Video. In this video,
this will be a last video.
Daily sent me a message on Twitter. All right, and here it is. She says during her live stream, if you were there, if you didn't, you should go watch it. During her live stream, it didn't save the comments, and I figured out how to fix that setting for next time. So next time she does a live, she'll be able to see your comments after it's over. All right, but this time it didn't save it. So what she's asking people to do is go to the video, which I've linked down below. All right, and if you were there and had a question and she didn't get a chance to answer it, she said leave your questions there, and in her next live, she will address your questions. I think that's a wonderful idea. That should be every time. That gives her content. That knows what people need to know about, and she can share the answers with us. I think that's a wonderful idea. So go over to her channel, which is right now Chancery Daily.
Oh, yeah.
We did good. She had like 50-something subscribers, and now she's at 136. So that's good. Subscribe, like the video after you look at it, and then if you had a question, you put it down here. Now, I told my Discord, and during our discussion in the Discord, Little Green Candle says that she has been holding.
Also, I want to say thank you for putting your neck out and providing factual information. Guess what? Guess what? Well, also, she doesn't go on camera, so I'm kind of miffed here because they aren't criticizing her for that. She's just another faceless supposed lawyer.
AMC, let me see if she said it, $12,000 worth of AMC, and she still has her Apes shares that she was given, all right? However, I received no postcard, and my objections are not being included, which brings me to feel I am not being included in this case at all, and I will not be compensated at all. However, since I've been in AMC since January 26, 2020, One, I feel I should be included. I am a shareholder. I didn't get my postcard as very confusing and makes me feel the court has no idea I even exist. Same for my sister and son. What do you suggest is the best course of action? Thank you.
They don't care.
Again for all that you do.
They don't care.
Doing and have done. Give her a thumbs up. Good job, little green candle. That needs to be addressed. All right. Now, let me put my cigarette down a minute, and let me go over here to this docket.
Nonsense.
The Chancery link in the video to her video. If you had questions concerning what she had to say last night, and I'm going to put the link to the 740-page docket. Now I'm going to show you a trick. All right. I'm going to show you a trick on how to use this docket and find out if your name's in there. All right. What you do is you go to Control F, and what's going to happen is a window's going to pop up at the top like this, and you're going to type in your name, the name that you sent in your objection. In my case, it was Gunter. And they say that Gunter here is used twice in this document. So it looked in there and it found where I was mentioned. Now, if I click one of these arrows, I can go down to where it's at. They mentioned me right here in Gunter. Okay. And then
they also say that they're completely irrelevant.
When they mention my objection that I sent in, this is my objection. So I'm listed twice in this document. Now the next.
Manuel's asking how the future's doing. Well, you know what? I'm wearing a shirt right now that pretty much sums up how I feel about it. I'll show you. I got a picture. I took a picture myself here. That's how I feel about the futures right now. I got this shirt for $1 at Walmart a while ago. But I guess we can look. I don't have Thinkorswim open, so it'll be. We'll see what we got here. What is today? The 11th? Yeah. Yeah. So, big fucking surprise. The NASDAQ is up 0.25%. Yippee. Yay. Great. The S&P is up 0.13. Russell's up 0.12. The Dow's up 0.4. Crude's down less than $1, 20 cents. Natural gas is up. Let's see. The dollar is unchanged. What else do we know? VIX futures. Whoa. Down 0.25%. Yeah, I mean, I will be so surprised if this bottom doesn't fall out of this sometime soon when everybody least expects it. I mean, this has just been a massive scam. Last 7 fucking weeks. That's ridiculous. In my opinion. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't agree with it. So therefore, I am so over it. Quite frankly. So over it. Okay. So anyway. Futures are irrelevant. Let me say that. Because it's just going to go up. It's just going to fucking go up. Unless you buy, in which case it'll go down. So, I'm out. I am out.
Trick, and probably the most important one, is to go right here where it's telling you in a black box what page you're on and how many pages the document is. You just click on the page number and say 550 and hit enter. And it'll take you straight to where the list is. Now, what Chancery Daily was talking about was that everybody is in a group, all right? According to the affidavit of Bbby, Exhibit A on June 8th, they filed and said everybody was in these groups. This begins on page 543. So you just punch in 543 or 544 right there, and boom, there's the first list. Objections with proof of ownership. Yes, they've opted out, okay, or requested to be opted out. And here's a list. If you requested to be opted out and you send in an objection and you send in proof of ownership, you are on this list, starting on page 544. All right, and it goes on down. It's in alphabetical order in accordance to your first name. And you just go on down the list. And the next list is going to be start on 551. That's Exhibit B to Bbby. Okay? And it's going to give you the list of objectors with proof of ownership that have not opted out. Now, I have not opted out, and I've sent an objection, and I've sent proof of ownership. So that should mean my name is on this list. If you sent an objection and you sent proof of your ownership and you did not request to opt out, you will start on page 552 of the list and start looking alphabetically. Starts with your first name.
Yeah, I don't quite understand. I don't understand either.
For objections with proof of ownership without opting out. That just means that they settle, I get the money.
Does it?
And there I am.
Is it money? Don't you get shares? I don't know.
And I proved my ownership, and I have not opted out. And if that's the same case with you, then start on page 551. And then they go on to the next list that they gave. The next list starts on page 587. Okay? And that's going to be people who sent in statements of support for the settlement, and you proved you had ownership. If you did that, then you would start on 587 to make sure your name is in the right category. All right? Statements of support with proof of ownership, page 587.
Okay.
Scroll down. It's in alphabetical order and according to your first name. And on it goes, people. She just wanted you to know this list existed and that you needed to know which list you were on. Now, I'm on the list of people who objected with proof of ownership, and I have not opted out. There's my name right there. She was just saying that you needed to make sure what list you was on. And if you need to, go back, rewatch the video where I break down each list, and you can go straight to that page and start looking for your name. All right, so there you go, Chance. I did the video for you. I let everybody know your concerns. If you have any questions, go to her YouTube channel and leave a question in her comments.
Oh, boy.
You know, for today.
I mean, there's no way any of those people are going to file lawsuits, right? I mean, this may well be true, but I don't think, is that why? I don't know. Like, these people are crazy. These people are crazy. Like, to me, it's more like akin to like a temper tantrum. Like they're saying, no, I don't want it. No, don't give it to me. Oh, it's free. No, I don't want it. Fuck you.
What up, Lottery Stocks? What up, Lottery Stocks fam? We have a very, very important week ahead. We have
they always say that.
The FOMC rate hikes on Wednesday, and PPI also on Wednesday. Now, keep in mind, we do also have the GameStop report, the GameStop shareholder meeting, which is on the 14th, and then we have a special IPO on the 15th that in our—
Wait, there's a GameStop meeting on the 14th?
I was going to talk about, but before we get into that, I'll ask you to do, if you enjoy the video or find value out of it,
the meeting they were supposed to have last week.
It helps me out. Also hit the subscribe button. We are just brushing 14,000 subscribers, so make sure to be one of them. That helps us get to that home stretch to 14K subs. Now, just to get some of the good stuff out of the way, I want to talk about Discord and then Moomoo link real quick. If you guys want to skip a little bit ahead, when we get into the video, about 20 seconds, you can. But I want to first tell you guys to take the initiative, download Moomoo using my link, sign up and make a deposit to get up to 17 free stocks, each valued up to $2,000 per stock, plus a $100 cash coupon that you can withdraw, plus free C3 AI stocks, as well as a potential free Tesla or Google stock. So the incentive for June is absolutely insane. Take advantage of this now. And if you already
remember when Matt Coles started with the all the funny thumbnails, like, I mean, I guess he obviously still does it, but he would have himself, like, you know, dressed, you know, it would show him as whatever. Well, anyway, Marantz Rants is graduated to that. We'll see. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but yeah. Why the new bull market? Oh yeah, new bull market, new bull market. I can't take an idiot talking about macroeconomics. I mean, which one? GameStop is a failure? This will be the last video. 100%.
Hi guys, welcome back to Marantz Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I'm going to reflect on this Yahoo article.
Reflect.
The video, the interview that I just did these last 2 days. This is Brian Susie. We're going to go over it, and I'll let it play first. So we're going to watch it, and then I will react to the open letter, and I'll break it down for you the best way I can. But go ahead.
At the same time, you're not really hearing from executives. There was no conference call after these earnings dropped last night.
No conference call, and what we did hear under Furlong, under his, I would say, brief tenure, is about, at longest, an 8-minute earnings call. So he was not a big believer in earnings calls either. But the story here is this, and we're not going to be able to fit it all into 2-minute settings, so I will just come out and say it. Ryan Cohen has been basically a complete failure as a board member and as an executive at GameStop through and through. Stock price down 58% since she got involved in terms of a chairman in the chairman position in June 2021. This is a board that is completely controlled by Cohen and various other people, and we have a graphic set up for that. Various leaders that he worked with at Chewy, he put them on the board. You have Cohen up there, of course, leading the charge here. Those are some of the executives on the screen right now that have been tasked with trying to save and turn around this company. Complete, utter failure. Now, they came out here, they tried to get into the digital asset marketplace. Failure. They have come out and tried to open up new warehouse distribution centers to improve fulfillment. Failure. They are now closing facilities. You have failure in terms of the first quarter here. Sales down 10.3% year over year. You have software sales plunging. Their big initiative in terms of selling more collectibles or for little figurines that usually sell for about $5 in the stores. Failure. Those sales down in the most recent quarter. So through and through, this has been a horribly run company under Ryan Cohen. And I go back to 2019. Ryan Cohen was in this studio, Yahoo Finance's studio, 770 Broadway, New York City, talking about the Chewy IPO and some of the initiatives he stood up at the company, and I think it's a playbook he has tried to run at GameStop, again, with complete failure. Take a listen to what he told us in 2019.
The strategy from the beginning is really replicating the experience I had in the neighborhood pet store, but doing it online and doing it at scale. And so, you know, doing those small things like the handwritten holiday cards and the flowers and the pet portraits, really showing our customers we care about them, we care about them, we care about their pets, and we never want them to dream of shopping anywhere else for their pet products. And so pet customers are fanatical. That's the ecosystem that we've built. That's really the foundation and the soul of the company.
And that right there is the face of failure.
God, he is.
And he has not, I think, he has not communicated with investors. He has not earned the trust.
No, he hasn't. Of course he hasn't communicated with them. All he does is tweet.
Put their, in many cases, their life savings into a company that they still think, to this day, despite the stock price being way down under Cohen, thinking they're going to turn around. It's not going to happen. There is unlikely any turnaround at this company, and you cannot cut costs stores and think you're going to be a successful retailer over time. They operate about over 4,000 stores around the world, and as long as they have that amount of stores, that amount of operating leases on the books, you are not turning this company around. It's that simple.
At one time, none of this would have mattered.
Mm-hmm.
At one time, none of this
doesn't matter, Julie.
None of this. At one time,
GameStop doesn't matter.
To the people who were buying the shares, what you're saying, because it was really a faith story, right? And I think this morning's reaction in the shares illustrate that it is no longer a faith story. The fact that the shares are selling off, the fact that the one-time fans of the company, maybe they're still fans, maybe they're still out there, but they're being overwhelmed by people who are selling these shares. And I just want to mention as well the short picture here, because that was such an important part of the picture early on, when the narrative was this was the small, mighty investors, retail investors who were fighting against the big bad hedge funds who were shorting the stock. And there we're showing the short interest ratio in purple there versus the stock price in blue. We got some fresh data this morning from Ihor Dusanowski over at S3 Partners, who tracks short interest. Short interest in the stock now at about $1.5 billion. That's about 22% of float, which is quite high. But he says the stock borrow utilization is over 95%. So most of the available borrow in GameStop has already been taken down. So there's, in other words, the stock is so shorted that there's not a lot of shares left available to short because people are shorting this so heavily, but you're not seeing the squeeze that you once were.
Well, I would argue
well,
never really any fans of GameStop even throughout that short squeeze. It was people who were hating against the big player out there, the institutional investor that had millions, billions of dollars to throw around in short positions and could do so knowing that they had much more weight. However, they fell asleep at the wheel. And that's when a lot of the fanfare that emerged from the Reddit retail trading frenzy, whatever you want to call it, when that emerged as an opportunity to go directly up against the higher power or the big man on Wall Street, if you will.
Yeah, I'll have more to say in tomorrow's morning brief because I'm going to continue discussion in our newsletter tomorrow morning. But bottom line is this. You're seeing the stock price reaction, and you're right to call it out, Julie, a complete, I think, finally, loss of confidence in Ryan Cohen being this operational magician that he's going to come in here and save GameStop. This is a structurally challenged market that GameStop is operating in. There is no real reason for me to go into these stores and buy anything that is a completely different case than Chewy. If I buy it,
I totally agree.
It's a totally different case than GameStop. And I know a lot of these lovers out there in GameStop are going to rip me to shreds on Twitter. They continue to do it. I am curious on why you continue to have confidence in Ryan Cohen. You're probably sitting on a lot of losses. Look at the sales declines of this company. Go back over last year's 10K. You can see this is a very fundamentally challenged and problem company. Bottom line is this, Ryan Cohen does not deserve your trust, and I think it's time we hear from him. It's time for him to get out of the shadows and start speaking to investors and taking it seriously.
He's tweeting.
No. Not seriously.
Saz, as always, fiery on the
Thanks for having me on the show. It's really great to be here.
Thanks
Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, Brian. I really appreciate you showing up today. Additionally, I'm going to read your letter, your open letter, to Ryan Cohen, apparently, morning brief, and we'll break that down step by step. But just to give you a little overview on what Brian Susie was just saying, we'll start it from the beginning. Most investors for GameStop, well, from the ones that I do know, hi, Brian.
Great. So we're starting off with a personal anecdote as some proof of something. So that's great. Also, it's Sazi, not Susie. There's no you there. Like, what are you doing?
A little bit that I know, love GameStop, right? We love gaming, and that's where we're at. As far as following Ryan Cohen and what he's doing, Ryan has been in this.
If you love gaming, what reason do you have to go to GameStop? That's not really a valid answer. Whatever.
Position of he has the most shares, right? So he has the most at stake to lose. So it's his company basically to fail on. But
what percentage of his GameStop holdings what is of his net worth, total net worth? versus the average retail investor who is a GameStop believer. That's an irrelevant comparison.
I want to go ahead and invest behind that. Well, I'm a big boy. I kind of understand it. There's a reason why I don't invest in certain companies because of the leadership. Kind of like the company that owns Yahoo. I know that I don't want to involve myself with anyone that has ties to Apollo. The part that you're not giving them credit for, well, one, transition of what was a sinking ship. You know, to have traditionally over 6,000 stores open, now down to 4,200, and it's going to go even further down. I understand your whole thesis on the footprint. It's too heavy and they can never make money. The fortunate part on that is GameStop this year has over 1,400 leases that are up for renewal. And yeah, they're going to be able to cut those costs. This is the time to do it. This is the year to do it. This is the biggest year when it comes to leasing.
And guess what has happened to real estate? I mean,
overall for the next 5 years. So they can make the biggest transition now. Additionally, you're going to want to talk about the fulfillment centers being a failure. Well, to get a fulfillment center in Pennsylvania and Nevada, that has a lot to do with where they're located regionally for America itself, and then the amount that the leases cost. You don't want to rent one out in New Jersey or in New York. Pennsylvania is close enough to get to those neighboring states, but to have the triangle between Texas, Pennsylvania, and Nevada, well, that's going to help out with shipping. We had one in Kentucky. We had one in the middle of the world, or in the middle of America, that you had to go left or right, and you're still not close to the borders, right? So strategically, they know how to run this company, and they're doing it well. And it's funny you should say top.
They're doing it well.
And that's a big indicator that the company's not doing.
I mean, how can you just slide that in there? You're just going to slide that in there and think that we're not going to catch you saying that? They know how to run the company, and they're doing it well. This guy needs to be a fucking AM radio right-wing talk host. That's what he smells like right now, to be frank. And he's just saying whatever the fuck he wants.
When you shrink your footprint year over year, which they have done, they will have top line revenue fall off. But how far has it fallen? Is it just flat? Is it close to being there? I think it's pretty close. But now to shorten remember, when they had more revenue, they had a loss of $157 million. They have less revenue, and guess what their loss is? Only $50 million. And it's kind of cryptic if you don't know how to read a balance sheet or if you don't want to speak on it. But we do that well here on this channel. So,
oh, give me a fucking break, dude. You're telling somebody on Yahoo that they don't know how to read a balance sheet. You're a fucking clown. What a fucking total clown.
I encourage you to watch.
No, you don't either. You don't know how to read a fucking balance sheet. You look at it and it's bullshit, and you say it's the greatest thing you've ever seen. So what the fuck? No.
If you don't understand fundamentals and the direction this company's going, then you don't read the fine print.
Well, no. What we have here is a bag holder. We have somebody who's sitting on a massive fucking loss. You're a fucking biased actor. This guy, I don't think he is. Doesn't seem like it. Maybe he's short. Maybe he's a short seller. Maybe he is. Sometimes the short sellers are right. I mean, if you can't see, God damn it.
But don't worry, there's plenty of videos where we actually go out there and we show you that GameStop is profitable. They are swinging.
They're not fucking profitable. What are you talking about? No, they're fucking not.
GameStop has a net loss, operational net loss over the last 6 months of $1 million. There's not a company on the S&P that you're looking at that has acquired debt.
What?
Just taking it on, and what? They're buried.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true. I don't feel like digging through it to find out right now. But I Jesus Christ. Okay.
Their Target, their Bed Bath & Beyond. I mean, we can name all the retail companies that are failing. But if you want to focus on this one,
is Target failing?
Company itself and the transition and what they are doing, I follow Ryan perfectly fine. He's doing great. But we're going to go ahead and go down this line of words that you wrote. And it says here, Dear Ryan, in this former analyst's humble opinion, sure it's humble, you are failing mightily at GameStop, and it's costing average investors major money. I don't know what it's costing average investors. I don't know how you equate that, Brian, Susie.
Yeah, because you aren't an average investor. You're a zealot, fanatical investor who is encouraging people to be irresponsible and disregard reality. You want to be frank about it. No, you are not an average investor. You are exceptionally fucking terrible investor.
What type of statistics?
Motherfuck.
But if you're assuming that it's costing people money, well, then those are people that are ill-informed and or people that don't know how to invest. For us, like for me, for example, have I lost a lot? No. I think the stock is at $22. I have a cost average around 24 on one account, and the other account, I got it all the way down to 33, just let you know. So I'm pretty close. I'm pretty close over the last year, but I invest longer than a year. So the price fluctuation that I've seen over the last 3 years, GameStop's high. You know, it's up like thousands of %. And over this year right now, it's currently this.
Yeah, but you're still fucking down.
It's also in the green.
Shut the fuck up.
It's actually looking pretty well to me, considering you can't really get to me too much. But it says,
God,
do better, way better. This is painful to watch.
What a fucking retard.
Because chances are you don't own any shares. But you are on the short side of this, i.e. you give out the wrong information and you're trying to manipulate people. That's a fact. I just heard every.
I mean, how many times have we caught this fucking retard giving wrong information? Like, dude, I am sorry, but you are a fucking clown. You are, quite frankly, one of the biggest clowns that is still out here. And I haven't heard an actual fact. And I haven't seen you verify any of it. I haven't seen the evidence. You don't show evidence. And I'm not going to go fish around for shit that you don't provide. It's not my responsibility. So as far as we're concerned, if you don't have proof, you don't show proof, make it easy to look at, there is no proof. But
everything you said, and it's kind of misconstrued. I'll give you an example. First quarter 2023, down 10% year over year. Once again, you're saying they're down 10% year over year.
Sales.
If you're going to be down 10%
sales.
Great, then the losses are $100 million swing. That's amazing. I'm telling you, without all
listen to this. Listen to how gaslighting, how manipulative this is. Were the sales not down 10% this quarter from last year? Were they not fucking down? Yes, they were down. Now, I don't care about $100 million fucking swing in the loss, because guess what, Morantz? That's irrelevant. That's fucking irrelevant. That doesn't mean that you're doing better. Does not mean that you are doing better. In fact, well, I mean, you'd have to look at the rest of it, but I mean, give me a fucking break.
All that revenue, we should have bigger losses, but that's not the case.
No, it just means that you're not actually selling. You don't actually carry anything of value. Your inventory sucks, basically. I mean, think about it. Jesus.
500 basis points. I don't see that anywhere here. I just don't see how you're actually understanding that GameStop has $1.3 billion cash with zero debt.
This is so all over the place.
In this letter, it's not
like, this is what desperate fucking pathetic. I mean, come on.
As I go down here, you say GameStop has a combined loss in 2021 and 2022 of $694 million. What you don't state is that they actually raised almost $2 billion in equity. So yeah, they had money to burn. It's not that they had a loss. Did you know they could have turtled on that loss? They
very desperate desperation.
And did nothing. No infrastructure, not building out what they want to be, this footprint that is GameStop that's going to transition and do great. No, they could have just sat on the cash and do exactly what you're saying they're doing. They're failing and he just has his money. He's just a meme king. No, they didn't just take all that money from the people and not put it to work. It's working capital. It's working right now. But to have a net position of growth on the cash on the balance sheet, have you not seen the free cash flow, how it's increased? I'll give you this example, Brian. We're going to give you 90 days to figure this out. Okay, this quarter two, right now that we're in, versus quarter two last year, I guarantee you, and I guarantee you, they have a $400 million
like this is what ignorant people say. I guarantee you that this will be the case in 90 days. Now, you can't guarantee that. Nobody can fucking guarantee that. You want that to be the case desperately so that you look right. But you can't guarantee that. So why would you even say this? God, damn.
Cash burn swing. I.e., they lost $400 million last year, this same quarter.
Like, whoever talks about that? Oh, It was $100 million swing of money they didn't lose. Nobody talks about that except for people like this. Except for people who know how to read a balance sheet, apparently. God damn it.
$400 million. There's no way. I've already done the math, but I do math and you don't, apparently. You just want to pick numbers.
What a dick.
Fit your narrative.
What a fucking dick.
The next thing is this. They pick Matthew Furlong as the
like I almost think that he's got to be fucking fake. Like he has to be, this has to be an act. There's like, I can't believe that somebody this clueless and just obviously full of shit would actually like put himself out here like this. But I know that there's a lot of stupid fucking people in our country. I know that. I mean, so it's probably not fake, but I mean, that would be an epic burn. That would be an epic burn. But I just don't. Holy motherfuck. Apparently you don't understand numbers because you're just, you know, what did he say? I mean, like, it's so cringe.
I've already done the math, but I do math and you don't, apparently. You just want to pick numbers and make it fit your narrative.
Who's making shit fit a narrative here? Which one is the person trying to justify, you know, a $50 million loss as being good? And downplaying a 10%. You didn't even address the 10% sales being down. Like, this guy needs to fucking lose his ass. Plain and simple. And even then, he'll never admit he's wrong. He'll never admit he's wrong. Wow. But you're leading people to slaughter. I would go so far as to say that he's worse than Trey at this point. He's worse than Trey.
The thing is this. They pick Matthew Furlong as CEO.
At least he had the fucking good sense to fucking peace out and say, you know what? I'm done with this.
I believe Mike Rubio as the CFO. Jenna Owens is COO. All these people that they picked and they've replaced. You know, whenever you're you're coming into a new position, you might start making changes and you might trying to find the pieces that work. But the best part for me is Ryan Cohen said, you know, I'm tired of it. I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to
No, he didn't.
Of this myself. I'm not.
No, he didn't.
The bystander.
No, he didn't. What are you going to say that he's the CEO now again incorrectly?
You know,
Let's see.
If I ever become, you know, a CEO again, or if I ever take charge of a company again, I go all in. I give my whole life to it because that's just who he is. But he's so young, he can do that. And you kind of play it off as to say he got lucky or he sold off when he did make a profit. When he got, you know, when he made Chewy, he just sold it off. Yeah, he did. He took that money, he flipped it at Apple, and now he's here in front of you. But what did he risk? Not much. Only his money. And as he's gone around to numerous companies, whether it be
like Bed Bath & Beyond.
Supposedly Alibaba, I never saw it. But then, of course, Bed Bath & Beyond, he goes in with the idea of, I'm going to do the same thing I did at GameStop. And this is a part that you're not talking about. This is a part that I don't see anyone say.
No. What did he do at GameStop? What did he do at GameStop? And did he, I mean, yeah, and great fucking job. He obviously achieved that at Bed Bath & Beyond. Oh, wait, no. The only thing he did at Bed Bath & Beyond was create a bunch more fucking bag holders and you know, inspire people to follow his dumbass trades, and they lost money. And of course he made out like a bandit. I mean, come on. How can you defend? Like, it is so.
Say, he pushed out private equity. He pushed out the bullies. He pushed out the distressed credit investors.
Give me a break.
Companies, or at least he tried to in Bed Bath & Beyond, and he couldn't do it. He failed. He left. He made money off of that too, but it didn't matter. It wasn't about the money. It's about.
Oh, you know, you have a phone conversation with him. Do you have pillow talk? Like, what are you talking about? It wasn't about the money. You're talking about a billionaire, and you're saying it's not about the money. Go fuck yourself.
Principle of it. Can I go
Jesus fucking Christ.
Again? And if you look at GameStop,
I bet where he records these videos is like the farthest fucking location away from where anybody at his house will ever hear anything he says. Because I wouldn't want my family to hear me say this verbal fucking diarrhea. Oh my God.
He kicked out KKR, and you can sit here and you can deny it, or maybe you're complicit with it. Maybe you understand what he did. And this is why you're up in arms. But for the individuals that study that study.
I cannot stand when he does this. It is such a narcissistic fucking just it's so disrespectful. I cannot do this. I cannot do this. I can't stand him. Oh my God. I'm going to let the video play to the end and try not to stop it once more. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Connecting the dots.
Next live stream.
Private equity. We know exactly who Ryan Cohen is. This is the narrative that no one talks about.
Thanks for being here, guys.
All you have wrong.
The non-futures Sunday stream.
The ones that are pumping out the ESG, the ones that are actually getting companies to mold and change because they have I don't know, influence from BlackRock and Vanguard and State Street. Everyone's out there trying to push out this narrative onto companies that they fail from within. Yet they're all helping out each other. They're commingling funds. They're short hedge funds. They're distressed credit investors. They're private equity. That's the part that I don't see on this list. So as you want to call out Ryan Cohen for all the things he hasn't done, I'll tell you something. You know how you view and you challenge someone, Ryan Susie? You realize that your leadership team, that team that you're asking them to do something. You know how I evaluate leadership? I evaluate them based off of what they don't do. I.e., they don't put themselves in bad situations.
That's fucking stupid.
They deal with the dead company. They don't go over here and make
that is fucking backwards.
Tight on their cash because macroeconomics, this macro environment that you have to get past. That's right. Rising interest rates. I want no part of this. Why would I want to expand and or do other things when it's harder to borrow money? I'm just going to sit on my cash and let these burn rates go because everyone's burning cash. Everyone except for GameStop. You want to talk about SG&A? Did you even look at the books when you look at Amazon? No? You look at Google? They had an increase on SG&A across the board, percentage-wise. I'm talking about like double-digit increases. And then when you go look at GameStop, they're down 5%. Those 500 basis points, that's money in the bank, and that means...
Yeah, and they sold 10% less. Like, how can you not put this shit together? How can you be this fucking dense? Oh, my God. This is obtuse to the max.
And Yahoo and everyone else that gets this wrong. But as I look at this, they're closing stores, yes. You want to talk about how they...
What the fuck?
Decreased in collectible sales just for the quarter? We're just going quarter by quarter now? Are we not going to judge it by the year? They've increased year over year for the last 5 years on collectibles. It's an industry that's going in the...
I don't know if that's true.
Remember, I view...
No, it's not. Give me a fucking break.
Bottom half doesn't come out of it.
Yeah, heading into a recession, people are going to buy collectibles.
4 years ago.
Jesus fucking...
Numbers. 2 years ago, we're flat, even with the second quarter. You are wrong. But you're going to tailor make your statistics to make this statement ring true. Because you have to strike fear into somebody. Ryan, you wouldn't have a job. You wouldn't have a job if you weren't sitting there just attacking GameStop like you do and attacking.
You wouldn't have a fucking channel if you weren't sitting there pumping a worthless fucking stock.
You need to do better. You need.
Oh my God.
You're not one. And until I come out and I'm like, hey Ryan, you need to do better. You need to tell.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're gonna. Yeah.
Stand on why? Because I'm a content.
Oh my God.
I hold shares, or maybe I just keep my mouth shut like everyone else. Yeah, there's a lot of us. Hey, I'm telling you right now,
there's a lot of you.
Majority, and you're the loud minority. And we're going to leave it right there. I'm going to keep reading this stuff. You're mad because 8-minute long earnings calls? I'd rather they be none. I don't need to hear guidance. You know what I read? I read Pressline. I read it. Partnering up with Telos. They're launching their...
Like, it doesn't matter what you fucking want. Like,
did you understand? No, you're still...
Nobody is investing...
In the NFT marketplace.
Wall Street is not investing in this stock.
If you haven't,
like, it's not all about you, and that's the problem with narcissists. That's the problem with these fucking retards. He thinks it's all about him.
Right? Is that what you want to talk?
He thinks it's all about his perspective. Guess what? You are irrelevant. You are irrelevant.
Over 6 months. Where is that in this article? It's not. So
the top institutional holder, they're relevant.
To
you. Irrelevant.
He's been right here with his board of directors, with his team for 2 fiscal years next week. And you want the whole game plan. Is that it? You don't understand how it can be. You don't understand the direction. You don't understand what Ryan Cohen is.
This is wishful thinking. This is all fantasy. What are you talking about?
Here you go. I'm here for 2 years, and here's my plan, and here's what we got going on. And now what?
Imagine being somebody who actually listens to this guy.
He has the rest of his life to
Are
live.
you fucking
And he has
me?
to try to win and navigate against everyone against him. All you short hedge funds, all the shorters on the stock, and you don't think 22% is a big deal? You don't think 22% is a big deal? Let me tell you what the DRS number is.
Who cares? Who fucking cares what the DRS number is? It doesn't fucking matter.
And then you have DRS and you have...
He is such an insidious fucking asshole. I feel sorry for his wife, although maybe she's worse. What a dick.
But I'm going to tell you right now, you're completely wrong about GameStop. You're completely wrong about Ryan Cohen.
Opinion,
and when it's all said and
not substantiated by facts.
Yahoo's on its way out. By the way, this search engine sucks.
Listen, I mean, like, he can't even disagree with somebody without telling them that they're not going to have a job.
Should speak more.
Like, seriously.
Tweet more, Ryan. I got you back for life. And as far as Brian goes...
Guess what? Ryan Cohen, he wouldn't fucking piss on you if you were on fire.
I still want to know, because I've never met someone like you. I've never seen anyone like you that makes it their daily mission to destroy companies.
That's not private equity. That's not what they're doing.
You're going to fail. So good luck. I'll still be here. But your letter to the board of director, or whatever the hell you're doing, or the director of the board... Yeah, your hand-picked letter is also like his hand-picked people, right? I think we're going to win on this one. Good luck, Brian. I'll never see you again. I don't even watch your articles, to be real with you.
Like, he can't even disagree. Clearly, he doesn't have facts. Listen to how emotional he is. This guy is an emotional fucking wreck. He can't disagree with somebody without telling him, "Oh, you're not going to have a job by the time this is over." Marantz rants, fuck you. You are an insidious fucking asshole, and you do not belong on this platform influencing people. Shame on you. What a dick. I mean, like, any day of the week, you know, all you need is a fact, a single fucking fact. And these guys they just totally fall apart. Anyway, here we go. Wow. Good timing, Model 3 dude.
Another blunt, man.
Ay. I swear to God. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm so over that.
You full of shit.
Have a good week. Hopefully, well, I don't know. Hopefully everybody's dreams come true next week. I will catch you guys at some point. Oh, before we end, so we have the finance chat link in the description, inviting everybody to come over there, join us for daily shenanigans. And thank you. So we'll see you over in Telegram on the finance chat. Have a good one. Catch you later.